Hello and welcome to Garblag Games. Tonight we are doing another one of our December one-shots with Twilight 2000, role-playing in the World War III that never was. This is the recent alpha rules that have come out from Free League Publishing, and I believe we have some raiders in the chat right now. Thank you for joining us, who are here from the Free League channel, where Ben was just over playing a bit of Forbidden Lands. I think he's having his dinner quickly. So this is brand new. We are trying it out. We know some of Free League systems, and this one has a few differences. So we're going to play out a little bit of a hex crawl, and the guys have got a team of NATO and local US soldiers in central Poland who are crawling through the tattered ruins as the nukes have fallen all around them, and they're trying to survive in the Twilight 2000. So, tonight I have got Ben. Ben, why don't you tell me about your character?
No pressure. I'm not playing a half-elf druid. I'm playing Theodor Meinhardt, who is a Polish-German doctor who goes by the name Doc Doc, call sign Doc Doc, because he has a doctorate in sociology as well as an MD. And he's ended up with the rest of the group because one of the squad was brought into the ER where he was serving, but then the hospital was destroyed. So he's stuck with them as like a field medic while they've been going along. So he's not a military man originally. He's a white collar intellectual and doctor who's had to pick up things at the sharp end by following these crazy Yanks around.
Speaking of which, we have our first crazy Yank, Roger.
Hi, I am playing Private First Class Leslie Blair. He is a private in the US 10th Mountain Division who was separated from his unit before eventually meeting up with the others. He is a gunner and is packing a saw, which is also known as an M249 light machine gun. And he's built like a brick shithouse and has ammo belts draped everywhere you can fit an ammo belt.
His belts have got belts. Cool. Okay, Dan.
Evening all. I am playing Lieutenant Jesse Ramirez. I'm a lieutenant from the Marine Corps. Somehow ended up in the mainland and have got stuck with these crazy other Americans. I'm obviously a lieutenant, so it means I'm in charge. We'll see how well that goes.
Just reminding everyone of that, are you?
Yeah, just reminding everyone. You will follow orders. But otherwise, yes, that's my character.
Cool. Simon.
I'm playing Archie Wren, who's a mechanic, and I'm from the 15th Cav because apparently there is one. And basically, I was picked up by Hap and brought along because I fix stuff.
And finally, but definitely not least, Jim.
Hello, I'm playing Sam Gator Gold, a operative from the 82nd Airborne Division who has found himself involved with this crew.
Okay, excellent. And he's an interesting chap, isn't he?
Yes, very much so.
Okay, so Twilight 2000 is an alternate history setting, but it's not that long ago that history diverged. Sort of some events just before and after the Gulf War, leading up to some clashes in the Middle East, which led to the use of nuclear weapons in that theatre and then also deployed in Europe, and retaliation by the Russians on the US led to the kind of semi-mutually assured destruction scenario that everyone had been worried about. So the world is a burnt, charred, a fractured version of itself. And the 5 of you were on various different missions and tours in the area, or not, as it may be, with Doc Doc, who was a local helping in a nearby hospital as the conflict was escalating, as Russia was moving into Poland in order to try and take the area. The Soviet Union wasn't dissolved as it was in real life, and Clinton didn't win a second term, and President West came in, who was a former military man at a time when Russia started to become more bold, and this led to a global conflict. And yes, Beowulf Reborn, war never changes. It is
I want to
fairly
envisage President West as being the Batman actor.
Adam West, I am
Adam
here.
West.
with the I can't do the voice, unfortunately, but yes, that would be that's awesome. That's now in canon, and he's kind of flipping little plastic lids on big red buttons and pressing them. So you are in the theatre, this area of Poland, which we are going to. I'm going to move over to our map now. So I've taken in the Twilight 2000 starter alpha, there are a series of booklets. There's the referee booklet, the player's booklet. There are some nice maps and some tokens and handouts and various things. I've taken a little section of this huge map for our game tonight. And my intention is just to explore the hex crawl, travel rules, and some of the kind of encounter stuff, because a large part of Twilight 2000 is it's quite sandboxy, and it gives you lots of tools to find the emergent narrative between your players and these weird events and strange, goings on that they come across, whether they are US military gone rogue, Russian troops in the area, civilians doing their best just to defend themselves and stay alive, or various other things going on. There are many ways that you can get in trouble. There are also environmental and natural disasters going on in the area, as you can imagine, with large artillery bombardments in forested areas. You can get forest fires, and there's all kinds of things in between that our party may come across. So our team, our unit of 5 men, are on foot, and it is raining. It is coming towards the end of summer, and it is turning to autumn. And you are all here. You are the blue rifleman token. Can you all see that on the map?
Yes.
Each hex represents 10 kilometers. And in a day, there are 4 shifts. And in a shift, you can move a hex. And when you move into a hex, you can do certain actions, or you can stay still and do things like forage. And I will run through a list for you in a moment. Every hex you go into, we draw a card for an encounter to see what comes up. Some of them are very simple, like a burned out vehicle, and some of them are more complex, like a roadblock or those kinds of things. However, these things, depending on the kind of zone you're in, you see them at a different distance. So you may, if you're in the wooded area, it may be very close to you. If you're kind of in the kind of plains, open area, fields, then you may see it coming and have a bit more opportunity to react. So what we're going to do is, you are all, Gator has told you that there is an, what's the word I'm looking for, Jim?
It is a. Hold on a second.
Oh, my brain's just gone blank.
So is mine.
Extraction point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Evac
there's
point.
this extraction point, and I've got the coordinates to it.
And it's over here. It's very far away. Clearly, Gator was deployed out of location, or something went awry. And as far as you know, south of Lublin, and I apologise right now for the pronunciation of all of these Polish towns, cities, and villages. South, 30 clicks south of Lublin, there is an extraction location.
That's quite close to Kresnich.
It is. It is. The last
Did
thing.
you say there was a macro role, Pete, that I needed to have?
Yes, you need to go to up the top right where the 3 bars is, the collection button. Click on that.
Yep.
Turn on your macros bar, and then you should see T2K roller appear.
Yep.
Because the one thing I should say to our viewers is there are no character sheets yet built for this game in the virtual tabletops. This is brand new, so I have created a little rolling macro which I've shared on our Discord, which you can come and join our Discord and have a look at it and talk about.
And
all
hey,
our other
Roll20,
games.
If you want to buy Pete's macro when the game is released,
it's not that
right
good.
here.
It's not that good, because when you roll in Twilight 2000, you roll an attribute die and a skill die. Now you can get other die if you're using ammo and weapons and things, but the basic skill roll is attribute die and a skill die, and those die types change based on your stat. So if you have an A, which is the best, you have a D12. If you have a B, it's a D10. If you have a C, it's a D8, and a D is a D6. Now you have one of those 4 values in each of your main attributes. In skills, you can also have an F, which means you know fuck all about it. I should say this show is for mature audiences, but with immature players. Yes, so you will roll a D6 to a D12 and either nothing or a D6 to a D12 for your skill. Now what you're looking for is a 6 on those dice. A 6 creates a success. If you get a 10 or more, that creates 2 successes. Now obviously you can only do that if you have a D10 or a D12. So if you're higher the stat, the bigger the die, the more successes you can get. So it's a 2 dice pool. Now, what happens with this roller, and as you can see the example in the chat right now, Dan did a test roll, and he rolled his attribute, which was a D12, and he rolled a 12, and the green box indicates that it's 2 successes. His skill failed, but he didn't roll a 1, so there isn't a red box around it. So I have changed the critical success and critical failure numbers to match what goes on with this. So you can see what goes on there and total up the successes, and that's how well you do.
God, you spelt KFC wrong, mate.
Okay, so you are all on a hill. So if I move your token out of the way slightly, there is this brown area is a hill, and there's a woodland around you. You know that there is a town sort of 20-30 kilometers to the east southeast. Some tokens on the map are last known positions, scattered bits of intel that you all have from things you've overheard from your last units or things you've heard from people traveling away. You've heard that there's Russian armor south of Warsaw, Russian troops up by Ben can pronounce that one up there, Kaluzin, near there, and Lukov. The Russians have taken Lublin. And there are an unknown force in the city to the south, which you've heard are moving amongst the ruins, but you're not sure their intentions of whether they are US soldiers, NATO forces, people gone rogue, or potentially Russians. If you see an amber token, that means you're not sure of their allegiance. I will put a blue one on if they are allies or friendly, and I'll put a red one if they are enemies. Okay, so you guys are kind of on this rise, and spreading out around you is this big forest, pine trees, sort of frondy shrubbery around the base of them. And there is a road leading through it, which is fairly straight, which you can see passes through here, down to that town.
Is this Kamiena?
That's the one.
I think. Now, bear in mind, my pronunciation is not much better than Pete.
It is much better than mine, but that's fine. This is a
I can fake it
collaborative
better
experience, Ben. That's one of the things about Twilight 2000. The referee book says you shouldn't overly prepare too much. You should let this kind of come out. Now I know there is an adventure in the starter set called The Prison, and the guys on Free League with Matt running it recently did a playthrough of that, so you can go and check that out on their channel. I thought we'd do something a little bit different, and I thought we'd just do something a bit random. So this won't particularly go anywhere, but it's going to be fun, and you guys are probably going to get in trouble, and Roger's going to fire a big machine gun at something. So that's where we're going. Okay, so you are over here, and Gator has told you that there is an extraction site to the east, and LT has decided that that's the way to go. Now, what we have to do is there are various options for your activities in a shift. So there's the morning, day, evening, and night shifts. Yeah, you have to rest for one shift. Otherwise, you are, I think it's exhausted. Is it exhausted? Fatigued. That's the one.
This works a lot like the quarter day system that they've got in Forbidden Lands.
Yes.
Which is how they break the day up there. So they've militarized that, and that's really clever.
Yeah.
Sleep deprived is what they call it on the sheet.
Sleep
That's the
deprived.
condition.
Okay, cool. And there's various things you can do on these shifts. They are. Let me just zoom in. Sorry, I've got various screens with various sheets on so that I can see. And some of the team have got the rules. So Dan's been covering combat, and
we can also. I'm looking at this as well. So we can march, drive, keep watch, scrounge, forage, hunt, fish, make camp, cook, rest, sleep, and that's it.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's settled then. If we're on top of a hill, I'm fishing.
So it is morning. The sun is rising, and you are on foot. Unfortunately, you have no vehicle to speak of, and ahead of you, you can see basically what we have to do is decide which hex you want to move into, and then what activities you want to do whilst you're doing that. So if you are marching, there are various activities you can do while you're marching. So you can keep watch while marching, but only one person can do that. Foraging cannot be done while marching. Scrounging cannot be done from inside a moving vehicle. Hunting cannot be done from inside a moving vehicle, but can be done by several characters. Fishing requires a river or lake. Sorry, Ben. Making camp, only one character can roll for making camp, but others can help. Cooking can be done by several characters at the same time. Resting can be done by several characters at the same time. That's handy. And can be done in a moving vehicle. Sleeping, you need to sleep at least one shift per day. Can be done by several characters at the same time. Exploring, investigating a scenario location or other location and interacting with NPCs can be done by several characters at the same time. So I assume you can march, but if you want to do things like scrounging, foraging, hunting, you have to stop in the hex that you're in order to do that.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So over to you guys. You are within the trees, but you can see out across this terrain, and you can see the lay of the land in front of you, sort of spreading down and further away. In the distance, there are the kind of, in your mind's eye, the dusty remnants of mushroom clouds, and you can see flashes in the distance of kind of artillery fire, because up on a hill you can see it a little bit further, but still you're kind of seeing the one or two hexes around you rather than, Warsaw from here.
All right, gather around, troops. And Ramirez sort of rolls out a map, and looking at it as we're looking at it now on the screen. We got to move through this forest and get through to Krasnik. I think that says. I'm not entirely sure this part of the world, but we got to move through this forest. Now there's a road leading through, but it could be dangerous because if there's going to be a road, there's going to be people on the road. But it'll also be the quickest way to the next town, where I think we should be able to acquire a vehicle to make our move a little bit more swift.
I sure hope so, sir.
We don't want to be walking all the way.
Are we taking it everybody's going to be hostile?
No, we will stick to NATO rules. We will only fire unless fired upon.
People here are not hostile. They will not. They are desperate. They're hungry. They will do what they have to do to survive. But if you are not hostile to them, they will not be hostile to you. If we make for Skarinsko Kamiana, you're right, LT. We may find a vehicle.
Yes. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna head through. We're gonna follow the road for now.
So if you
Who's our-
if you march on a
who's our
road, you
recon?
can move 2 hexes in one shift.
Who's our recon guy? Is that Archie?
No.
Is there anybody that has
Who's
recon?
got your highest recon?
I got infiltrator. I think
Oh, so, okay.
I'm the
My
recon guy.
recon's D.
Okay. Is it Gator? You a recon. I need you keeping watch as we march. Don't want to get no nasty surprises.
Okay, I've got C as recon, so
That's good enough. It's better than
Okay.
most of us.
Yeah.
That is, yeah. You don't start off with like huge, huge numbers of skills. Okay, so
So I think the overall plan will be to march to the edge of the next town, but not go into the town, and obviously survey the town before we move in.
I've
Okay.
missed a big part of information as well. I am a staff sergeant.
Oh,
So you're second rank.
so you're second in command.
God help you.
LT, if you want to take a vehicle and go by road, maybe go straight to Ostroviec,
Yeah, because
cut across through forest and field, go to Ostroviec. The roads there go more directly to Krasnich.
Yeah, actually, looking at the map, the other road from Chameleon. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that properly.
Skrisko Kamiana.
Yes, to the lower town of Kies. God, I'm murdering this. There's a.
You are.
I think it's Kelcher, sir.
Say again.
I believe it's pronounced Kelcher.
Yeah, like the sausage.
Lord Nelos, thanks for following us.
Well, that sounds good, but there was last known intelligence saying there was a force in that town, and we don't know if it's friendly or hostile, and I'd like to avoid it if we can.
Okay, so you would like to. So basically, you're saying you want to move down the road to that location.
Yes.
Yeah, and then if we could get an off-road vehicle there, it's probably worth it.
Well, so
Otherwise, we'd be
Hang on,
better off
we have
cutting
to see.
across country to there.
so what
We
I
have
need to
see
do
what
is
happens.
I have to draw an encounter card, and at the same time, Jim will make a recon roll. If he passes his recon roll, you get to see this a certain distance away and potentially back away from it. If he doesn't, then you will it just go into the encounter. So I'm going to draw a card.
So how does this macro work, Pete?
So so when you're rolling it, it
Yeah.
asks you for your first die, which is your attribute dice.
Is
And
this on
then-
roll 20?
On roll 20, yep. Can you see it?
Have you activated the macro roller?
Activate your macros.
Where's that in settings?
In
Sorry.
up in no, the one next to settings, the 3 little lines.
Okay.
Yeah, click on that, and then
Add.
show macro. Yeah,
Oh.
show macro quick bar and add in bar. Should pop up.
Got you.
Yep.
Should pop up in the bottom left.
It ain't the T2K roller, is it?
It is
That's
the
the one.
T2K roller.
Yeah, right. It's already there.
Okay, so in the bottom
Yes.
left, you should now have a little
Yeah.
button.
I
So
do.
when that pops up, what is your attribute? So recon
Well,
is based
It's
off of
C.
C.
Intelligence.
Okay, so that's a D8. So put 8 in that box. Yep, just 8. And then your recon is.
Yep.
What's your recon score?
C.
So put an 8 in the second die.
C.
So 8 again.
Okay.
And then it will roll 2 D8.
So it rolls 8 D8s basically.
No, it rolls
No,
2
2
8-sided
D8s.
dice.
Okay.
So you've got a D8 for your attribute and a D8
Okay.
for your skill. There you go.
dear. Oh, mishap.
Okay, you rolled. So you see the red box that indicates a 1. Yeah, and if you
Yeah.
roll when you roll dice, if you roll ones, you have to roll all ones, however many dice you roll, to cause a problem, a mishap. And Jim, you have rolled
all
the
ones.
first mishap. Dan, do we have is there any specific?
Just bear with me. Yes,
Mishap
I
list.
think. Oh God.
Otherwise, I can just
Shit,
find.
son.
God. Where has it gone? I had it on my screen a second ago. Mishap. It's like right at the top. I've gone down to hex crawling. Apologies, everyone. I was looking at this.
Don't worry.
And
So
something
I think the mishap will just be you have
happens to
no
us.
idea and you just kind of come upon the encounter.
I think you could even make it so we're ambushed if that was the encounter.
Something goes seriously wrong, explicitly stated in the rules in most cases, but referee can decide. Oh, it's on page XX. I've got the Malkavian clan guide through there.
Yeah, the challenge is all the page references are XX because it's not finished. So I would hate to have that as my job as the guy who has to go through and find every reference and find every page that it references. That's going to be a fun job. Okay, so let's move this along.
Can we help people with their role?
You can't on this. Only one person can
Only one person can do this.
Yeah,
Okay.
do the recon.
Don't worry,
role.
we've got our best man on the job.
So you guys are all marching as this is going on, and as you
I'm
round,
whistling.
you're whistling. Okay, and as you
Oh, might
round
as
a
well
bend in the road, you come across. You see, Jim. Please roll 2d6.
2d6.
Yep.
So just roll it basically 2d6.
Yeah, just roll basically 2d6. Okay,
10.
right. So as you come around the bend, there is a road coming off of here, a junction, and almost immediately there is a small village. Oh, sorry, I'm getting hot chocolate delivered in a moment. You can see a small cluster, about 10 houses, and the road has got sandbags and barbed wire around a fence immediately there, and you can see a group of kind of scruffy-looking locals with guns.
Okay.
Hang on.
Have we spotted them? Is this what we're
They
saying?
have
right now?
spotted you.
Is this
Okay.
where I come back out the bush and say that there's nothing around here?
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
The other
I've
side of
seen
the
it.
road, you're like, I can't see anything.
I can't
hang on
see
one
any
second.
contacts.
Yeah, see, I've seen Barbed Wire, and it wasn't a good film, so that's definitely a mishap.
Good old Pamela Anderson.
Yeah, I mean, a double one followed by an ace was never going to end well for us.
At least we've got it out of the way.
I think they want our clothes, our boots, and our motorcycle.
They can take it out of my cold, dead hands.
If you're Happerblatt, does that mean you're not wearing trousers?
Beg your pardon.
I know that was
Okay.
the Futurama guy, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's Brannigan.
Okay, sorry, I missed that bit there. What were you guys doing? You don't really have much time to react. Gator steps out of the bushes on the other side of the road, and
Contacts.
Contact, get down!
and there's a couple of people shouting angrily at you in Polish. Doc. They are
Yes.
saying, get down, stay back.
I shall put my hands up to show that I'm unarmed and call out to them. Don't worry, we're friends. We're friendly.
Grenade!
Friendly.
LT, give me the word and I'll turn this place into a goddamn car park.
Stand down, Gator. We don't want to start shooting people. They don't look Russian or they just look angry. Let's try not to start killing innocent people if we can avoid it.
Why are you creeping up on our village?
I would hardly call walking down the road creeping.
Americans, we are traveling to Ostrovich.
Sprechen Sie American?
Then.
Can I offer this guy like a chocolate bar or something?
You're going to approach with a ration of food.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you
Shall we
approach,
get some Levi jeans out?
you see a sort of in a 50s woman approaching. She's wearing an all-weather kind of coat, and she's got a rifle, but it's over her shoulder, an AK. And she approaches. And what is going on here? What is going on here? Who are these people in the road? What is
They
your
are
name?
American soldiers. I am Theodore, Dr. Theodore.
I'm
Very well.
Lieutenant Jesse Ramirez.
I'm taking Americans across country to Ostrovich.
Well, good good luck. Good luck. This is end of world. You are foolish to go such a long journey without vehicle.
That was also something we were hoping to remedy.
Are they still speaking in Polish, or are
Oh,
they?
yeah.
She switches now to English actually. With that last comment, so that you can all hear it and understand it. Can I have recon rolls from everyone apart from Doc because you're engaged in a conversation with her? I'm assuming recon is the kind of spot skill.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay.
Tell me I didn't roll 0-0 again.
No.
No, you rolled a 1.
No. That he hasn't
That means
failed.
0
No, he
successes.
hasn't failed.
It doesn't
Yeah.
mean you failed.
Oh,
Well,
blimey.
It means you've not succeeded rather than you've failed.
Well, Gator has passed now, hasn't he? Because he got
Yes, you got
a
one.
success with his skill. The 1 doesn't count if it's only 1 on its own when you roll 2 dice. So Gator, as they're all standing there and like confused by this village, you've kind of gathered a bit of your elite operator savvy, and you're looking around and summing up the area, and you can see that there are about 10 armed guards around this gate area. To one side, one chap is holding an RPG, and then behind them, in a little sandbanked emplacement. Sorry, I'm reading the rules over here if I occasionally disappear off screen. There is a mortar.
And is that manned as well?
Yeah. It's like
Okay. And do they seem interested in us at the moment?
Not really. The people with the heavy weapons aren't really looking at you. They're kind of looking sort of further afield and checking out the local area.
And people are asking if re-rolls are a thing, Pete.
Yes, rerolls are a thing. 1,000 Garblag Groats for a reroll for the players, and 2,000 Garblag Groats for a reroll for this guy. Anyone want a reroll? Yeah, I'd love a reroll, Gen 2K.
Have we got communicator? Have we got any sort of radios or anything? Or
if you've got a radio in your inventory, then you've got one.
Okay. Officers come with one, don't they?
Sorry?
Officers.
Well, they have the option, that or night vision goggles, and I thought that Dan would probably want night vision goggles.
Not only that, but how long ago did these nukes go off?
Really?
Not that long ago. Millie just gave this guy a reroll. Thank you. Yeah, some of you are too close, so electrical equipment such as that is a bit knackered in some places.
Yeah. Also, Jim, don't forget you got infiltrate, which gives you a +1 modifier to your recon rolls.
Okay.
That means
so bumps up one of your dice.
Gets bigger.
Okay. So that'll be an 8 and a 10 then next time, won't it? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, got the hang of it already.
Yeah, rather than two 8s, it's a
10 and an 8. Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
Okay, cool. Right. So, the woman says to Doc, if you are quick, we do have some provisions for trade, and some leftover parts and things. Nothing of serious. We need to send out parties into. I've covered the name up. Skarsgård. There you go.
The nearby town.
As she points over that way. There you go.
Well, rather than trade, how about we come to an agreement? We will assist you in moving into the town in exchange for a working vehicle. We are trained military personnel.
We don't have a vehicle to give you but if there is one, we will.
That's what I mean. If there is a working one in the town, we get first call on it, but we will help you sweep the town.
I make a manipulation roll,
Okay, so this
which
is almost
in some of the rules is referred to as persuasion, but
yes.
it's
Can
manipulation.
I aid him in that?
Yes.
How do I do that?
You explain how you're aiding me, and the referee decides if it's good enough.
I will translate it into Polish so that the rest of the
Ah.
group can understand that we're offering to help as well, so that she's put into more of a position.
Very smooth.
Okay, like it. You can have a +1, Dan.
Okay. Oh, I get 2 successes because that's over a 10.
Excellent. A few of them sort of seem a bit like we've been waiting for this, kind of look in their eyes, and she says, "Very well. We will send some of our men with you to clear the road into the town, and we have not had significant numbers to head in there on our own. So this sounds like a good idea." And she sort of moves over and starts talking to them and gets out of the 10 of them, you see her deliberating, and she gets 6 of them to go with you. And these guys are all 5 of them have got AKs, and she sends the RPG guy with you.
And I turn to Doc and I go, "Can you ask if any of these guys have got military experience, or if this is just all civilians?"
Can I tell without having to ask? Are any of them carrying themselves in the right way?
A couple of them.
Wearing uniforms
A couple
or
of them.
remnants of.
No, yeah, they all seem to have something uniformy looking on them, but only a couple of them actually look like they've had any kind of
they've
training.
got some experience among them, LT, but not a lot, and not to the same level as you guys.
What we don't want to be doing is dragging them into some CQB firefights, and they ain't
No,
got.
no, they know what they're doing. The
Okay.
6 shifts sitting with us, they hold their weapons right. They don't point them at each other.
That's always a good stat. All right.
As long as they don't point them at us.
So what we need to do is get to the edge of town, and we need to recon. We need to know what we're up against before we move in.
Remember, guys, these people are not your enemies. They are the victims here as much as you.
Understood? That's why we've offered to help them.
I understand that, but they got weapons, yeah, and they got fingers, so they can pull them triggers. Yeah, all I'm saying is that we got to be careful. There's an awful lot of shit gone down, and I don't trust anybody.
As long as they shoot them Soviets, I'm all good.
They will shoot Soviets before us.
Okay.
Is someone going to ask something there?
I'm carrying quite a lot of kit.
Okay.
Because I've got loads of tools. I got vehicle tools. I got all sorts of tools. So if I'm going to help recon anything, and I'm actually quite good at that, then I'm going to have to leave it all here.
Bring a trolley.
She says to you, we have a couple of horses we could spare.
Archie, your main job is to work out what vehicle looks like it might actually work. I'm assuming you're a mechanic.
I am a mechanic. But
that's lucky, otherwise that'd be a really weird nickname.
But I also have an intelligence of A and a recon of D, which means I'm on a D12 and a D6, which is pretty good.
That is pretty good.
You're a freaking genius.
Yeah.
You could also offer my services to kind of fix anything that they might have that's broken.
Well, we've already gone through one shift, so we're probably going to be resting if we do manage to take this town. So at that point, we'll offer services.
She hears you talking about vehicles and things, and being a mechanic, and she sees you're carrying all this stuff, and she says, she says to Doc, is your friend there a mechanic?
Yes, he's very, very skilled. Do you have a problem?
When you come back, we have a generator that is broken. We could use your help.
He is very skilled with the generators, yes.
Or maybe
how are you for health?
We have managed to stay away from injury and illness. We have been blessed in this. Praise God. It has been difficult these last few weeks.
Well, you should check for pharmacy as well. Maybe get some vitamins.
That
Do you
would
have
be good.
children?
We do.
They will need them.
Yes. Good point. Right. Okay, so what do you guys want to do? You're going to head off with these 6 dudes straight away, or are you going to rest there, or what do you want to do?
No, I think we've only done one shift.
So
I
you've
think
done the
we'll move-
morning.
Yeah, so we'll move to the edge of the town because I don't want to go charging in. At least this is Jesse Ramirez. I don't want to go
Okay.
charging in, so we
So,
want to get to the edge of the town and get somewhere where we can see and get a good vantage point.
okay, so who's going to recon?
Well, I would
Well,
have
me-
said Gator, but I'm not entirely sure.
He's got infiltrator, so he's got a +1. So what are you rolling, Gator? A D10 and a
A
D8
D10 and a D8.
versus a D12 and a D6 with the mechanic. Ooh.
It's about the same, actually, in terms of chances of success there. Okay, Gator. I want you
What
to.
would Safino say?
I don't know. My mathematics aren't that good. Actually, I can send both of them, and we'll send both of them, and they can assist each other in the recon. Archie,
You
Gator.
can only have one recon person, can't you?
What if we actually choose to do actual, just like stay still and recon?
Let's have a look.
So
Keeping
we're gonna have to
watch.
scout
Scouting
out.
for enemies and other encounters can be combined with marching, but only by one character in the group.
But
Oh.
we're not marching.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
not
but we're not-
marching. Okay, yeah. So I'll let you both. Keep watch. So you're going to spend the next shift scouting. Are you going to both scout the same hex, the town?
Yeah.
Or okay.
Yeah,
okay.
that's the order I've given
Does-
you two. Go
Do
scout
any
the
of
town.
you others want to scout any of the surrounding hexes to see what's going on? I was just like, no. Okay. Wrench
Be a
because
very
he's a
bad
spanner
idea.
in the works. Yes, I think you're right, Ben. Okay, so Jesse Ramirez got 2 successes, one with a green. Oh no, sorry.
That wasn't me.
No, that wasn't. Yeah, Gator got 1 and Wrench got 2. Okay, right. So I will draw a card for the next hex, and we shall see what encounter there is there. You have successfully given yourself some time to. Oh, 7 of diamonds. Here we go.
Soviet Armored Division.
Okay. So
And Spetsnaz.
you can see that this town has been largely blasted to hell. Most of the buildings are ruined, and all other houses have fallen in on themselves. The center of the village seems to have taken an artillery round, and there is a large crater in the center of the town. A few buildings remain intact, but the most remarkable thing that you see is a cluster of around 30 people. They are sheltering in a. You were very interested in it, Wrench. It looked like a large kind of gas station just on the edge of town that was largely intact, and there seemed to be 30 people sort of hiding in. It looks a bit battered, a bit damaged, but still largely intact. The front wall of the store of the gas station, it has just been riddled with so many bullets it's finally kind of crumpled. So you can see these people moving in and out of the building, but it hasn't like exploded. No one's blown the fuel reserve, if there is one, and there is a garage behind it.
Do they look armed?
You can't see any. They don't look like they're carrying large things. They look like a group of refugees or something.
Okay. We'll just go back and report that then.
Okay.
I'm assuming someone might want to kind of keep watching them.
I'll keep watching them. I'll
Okay.
get my sights on.
You'll stay there. Right. So what were the rest of you doing in your watch while the guys were kind of scouting around the edges of the town, looking in there?
I imagine having a slight rest.
I mean, what can we do besides just sit
You
and
can
wait?
forage. in your hex. Remember, those hexes are 10 kilometers.
Is
So-
that for food or?
Foraging is for food, and the other option is scrounging. Look for useful scrap in the wasteland. Can be done by several characters at the same time.
I'm guessing
Foraging,
these are-
look for edible plants and herbs. Hunting, track and kill animals for food. You
Are
can
these
do
all survival and recon?
so. Foraging is survival. Uh, uh, they're all survival. Scrounging is recon. Sorry.
I'm not going to do any of these. It will go horrendously wrong.
Doc, do you want to do anything while you're there?
Are any of our allies injured, hurt, slightly under the weather, in need of chiropractic or osteopathy?
There is someone who's got a bit of a stiff neck.
I'll wrench that back into place for
Okay,
him.
cool. And actually, there is someone comes back into the camp from foraging with a really nasty big splinter in their arm, stuck in. Just the kind of one of the many hazards of just kind of trying to survive out in the woods.
I shall try and fix that for him as well then.
Okay, let's have a medicine roll. What's your attribute? Probably 12. And 10. God, for once I'm actually hot in the shed. What's going on?
It's that big explosion behind you, mate.
Yeah, I know. This nuke is pretty hot, I have to say.
You got success.
Okay, cool.
I
So you
did.
got a success. So yeah, it's pretty nasty. But eventually you get it out and you bandage them up and
I specialize in field surgery. I don't know if that's any use.
yes, that would give you a +1 to one of your die
Okay.
actually. So, but you passed anyway. So you succeed and you heal them. As a sort of teenage girl who's obviously trying to kind of prove herself and help the community, but just had a bit of an accident. You bandage the wound, and the people of the town are starting to warm to you a little bit. This little village on the outskirts of this ruined. You're assuming that these people, some of them probably lived in this town, and they kind of fled into the woods. And when I said houses, they're kind of, the bits of corrugated iron, plastic sheeting, wooden pallets, that kind of thing put together in this little clearing they've made.
Makeshift
trees.
housing.
Yeah, makeshift housing. There's only 10 of them. They're kind of living in these kind of huts together. There's one larger place, that kind of thing. Right, LT, what have you been doing for the shift?
Been resting, looking at the map, sort
Okay.
of trying to plan a route,
Okay.
kind of stuff.
Cool. Okay. So, Wrench comes back and reports back to you, your team, what has been seen in the town.
Nice work, Wrench. Nice work. Duck, do you think you can ask the lady if these people would be friendly or hostile?
Yeah, sure.
I don't want to go in guns blazing if they're civilians.
30 people is a lot. Just saying it's probably our duty to try and help them, but
I agree. That's why if the young lady has any knowledge of the people
so
in
I
the
shall
town.
ask our temporary comrades.
Okay.
Ooh, ersatz. That's the word. Ersatz comrades.
Yep.
Thanks, Nye.
There are probably several hundred people, a few hundred people living in the town. It's not a surprise. We fled when there was the Russians came past, or we think they were Russians. We're not sure. Artillery bombardment hit the town, and they were heading southwest. They've devastated this whole area. I don't know who they are.
It sounds like your people know what they're doing and make sensible decisions. These people have clung to their old lives.
Maybe we thought it would be best to just hide in the woods and
No, it's
shelter
a
here for
smart
a
thing
while
to do.
until everyone just got bored and went away. I mean, why are so many people interested in this area? It's crazy.
A dozen men in Moscow make a decision that affects the rest of the world, and one man in America answers.
Yeah. and the world ends.
This is a fight between ideology, not people.
Well, all I have are people, and I have to look after them. Please,
So
if
many
they
of
if
us
they need
really
our
have.
help, then we will take them in.
Okay. She says they're safe, LT.
Okay, well, just to be sure, Hap, I want you up on the ridge with your gun. Just keep an overwatch for us while we move down. Gator, likewise on the opposite side. I don't want to get caught out. These people don't appear hostile, but it doesn't mean there ain't other people wanting to be hostile.
Yes, sir.
Understood, LT.
Okay, do not fire unless we are fired upon. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Good. Wrench, you're there to make sure if there is a vehicle that is usable, it's ours, and you fix it up.
Okay.
Doc, you're with me? Because I need someone to translate, because I don't speak a word of Polish.
Sure thing, LT.
Okay, let's move out. And
Okay.
they move towards the village.
So your boots hit the cracked tarmac of the road, and you start heading down towards the town. And as you approach, Hap goes to one side, Gator the other, and you sort of head down with the Doc and Wrench to investigate. The road leading down to the town kind of curves around a little bend, and it's fairly cracked there. You know, it looks like some hand grenades have gone off or something. There's a few low structures that are now merely sort of brick shells, sort of either side, with burnt marks, and you can see a few bodies in amongst the rubble. As you cover the distance to the forecourt of the petrol station, you're very aware that you're in fairly open ground. So you kind of double time it across the kind of broken earth, and then your boots are hitting the tarmac of the forecourt, and someone from the group looks up, and they're like, quick, run. They seem to be shouting in Polish. So Doc hears it. But LT,
I instantly kind of put my hands and
you
just
know the
like,
Polish, you know a few phrases,
I
and
know a
run
panic
is
person when I see one.
yeah.
Witam, just też mi przyjazno call me Zineto.
Like stops and looks at you, what, and sort of calms everyone down. A few of them come out holding small children, and they're sort of please help us, please. And you can see they're kind of wasted. They look like they haven't eaten in several days. They're dirty. Their clothes are torn. Some of them are hurt. They've got crude splinters on legs and arms. Of the 30 of them, you think there's probably 10 people who don't have some serious fatigue, exhaustion, broken bone, or other issue. And they kind of, as you approach, they start to come out of this petrol station, this gas station,
Okay,
all sort of
Wrench.
filing up. Please. They're like gathering,
Yeah,
like
I'm on
clutching
it.
around you.
Yeah, head round back to the garage. I want to see if there's anything in there that works. Doc,
I'm
can you
heading round the back.
Okay.
Doc, can you see if you can render any assistance to these people?
I'll do what I can. So I want to try and calm everybody down and get them to like settle, form an orderly queue.
Yeah.
Tell them what they can do to get help.
Okay.
And I sort
Can you
of
make
wave down.
Can you
the
make a
guys as well.
manipulation roll, Doc? Not it won't necessarily fail. It just might take a bit longer if you don't get many successes.
Mm-hmm.
So while the other two come down, you haven't seen any other activity, Gator or Hap, in the area.
Okay.
Oh, good roll.
Oh,
3
very good. Oh,
successes.
3 successes.
So they are quite quickly forming an orderly queue and they're separating themselves out by, intestinal
Yeah, I
problems.
put doctor voice on and immediately start triaging
Okay,
them there on the forecourt.
cool. And you even calm them down as the two guys with big guns come running down the road, catching up to the rest of the unit, running across the ground, looking, each way. Wrench, you head round to the garage. There's like a some sort of VMU or repair garage around the back, and you
Ducty.
sneeze, and 3 Russians jump out of a barrel. No, and as you come round, it's a fairly simple structure. You know, it's like a big box with a garage door on one side, and there is a normal sized door, you know, for foot traffic, which is open. And in the doorway gap, you can't see into it yet because of the angle, but you can see blood, dried blood on the floor in the doorway. You've come to know this site as much as you never thought you would. You've come to know and become quite accepting of blood on the ground.
Yeah.
But you see that as you kind of come around the corner, so you're not like at the doorway. You're a bit, you know, you're sort of like 30 feet back or something.
Love the way we've tricked everybody into coming here for like Garblag war stories, and they've ended up watching NATO humanitarian aid.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're wondering when it's all going to go. I want you to pull out some of the, Oh, there's some good ones. You narrowly didn't get outnumbered. That would have been the end of the session straight away. Okay. What do you want to do, Wrench?
Well, I'm assuming the place is checked out and everyone's civilians and it's all good and there's no evil bad guys inside.
Okay.
But then again, I'm a bit paranoid. So, but I'm useless with my gun, so I'll just go in with my bags of tools and have a good look around.
Okay, right. So you walk in with like a big wrench in your hand and your tools over your shoulder.
Tool bags.
Yeah, tool bags.
Yeah.
And you kind of nudge the door open, and as you go in, you can see on the floor are 2 bodies. There is a petrol station attendant and a Russian soldier, and they are both dead, having fought some sort of horrible hand-to-hand combat with knives. At one point, there's a wrench lying on the floor as well that's covered in blood, and you can see things are knocked over where obviously they've been fighting, and this Russian is lying dead, face up, staring at the ceiling, and the petrol attendant has clearly somehow won the fight, but with severe wounds, and tried to get back to the doorway and collapsed near the doorway, and that's the blood that has poured out into the doorway where you were. So the 2 bodies are there, and you can see the scenes of this fight, you know, this horrible, what must have been a desperate battle for some poor guy against this invading Russian soldier. And in the garage to one side, there is a fairly medium-sized family Polish car, some Eastern European, like a Lada, like a big Lada or something, in there. It's not a Humvee, it's not a tank, but it's a car. It's
you don't ever want a tank. You don't ever want a tank.
So there is like a
Challenger.
It's a estate, so it's got a big boot on the back, so you can put things in it.
That's not going to do. Do I think it? That's not going to go off road. All right, I'll check it over.
Okay. You go over and make a recon roll.
Okey-dokey.
Right, while you're doing that, back at the petrol station, your Doc's busy sorting all the refugees out. Wrench has gone around the corner. The rest of the 3 of you, you kind of start sort of looking around the nearby area, and you can see that this town has been largely decimated. Largely decimated? That's the wrong phrase, isn't it? Has been obliterated.
Yeah, decimated literally means
10%.
reduced by a factor of 1/10.
Yes.
Being decimated's not that bad compared to what happened.
Well, I mean, it's still bad, but it's not what's happened.
Yeah.
So, and your 5 or 6 guys are fanning out to search the local area, search the buildings, see if there's any troops hanging around. But the buildings are so broken that you can kind of see into most of them just from the street. There's going to be a lot of work to repair this town. It's not leveled, flat. But there are a few craters. There's a few broken sections of road that will need repairing, and it looks pretty worse for wears. This would be a very good location for scrounging.
Yeah.
But
Can I
that
look
would
around
take
for
a
dead
shift.
bodies, Pete? For, like,
There are
weapons
bodies.
and
There are
things,
bodies
yeah.
sort of dotted around.
Ammo, weapons, things like that.
Yeah, if there's a building, I'll scrounge.
Okay, so you have to do that for a shift.
Before they go running off and doing that,
Yep.
continuing the humanitarian aid theme, I'm going to ask both of them to give me one of their food rations each, so I can give it to the people.
Oh, I love it.
Hap, Gator, give us a food ration. We need to help these people out.
Yeah, but we don't know how long we're in here for, boss.
Well, you said there's a pickup point not far from here, and that's where we're going. So our intention is not to stick around.
Plus, Mr.
Very
Gator,
true,
you told
but-
me once that you survived for 2 weeks eating snakes in jungle.
Sir, the extraction point is over 150 clicks away.
Yes, it is. But these
Yeah.
people need it more than we do right now. You're United States Army. I expect you to do what's right.
Actually, sir, I'm a Marine.
I'm the Marine.
Oh, yeah.
I'm assuming we have no basic communication. We don't have
No.
any.
No,
No, communication went down sometime
yeah, it went
back.
down.
Pete, I
It doesn't
wanna
mean
try
you
and
can't
rope
get it
in
in the
on
I
future.
think I'll have to fix that.
I want to rope in the Polish village girl to help out with the triaging and the medicing.
Okay, cool.
Her name's Agnieszka.
Okay, that's cool.
She's going to be my on-site nurse.
So Gator and Hap, are you going to give up a food ration?
Reluctantly.
Yeah, very reluctantly. I'm
Okay.
going to get the one that's been squashed. Yeah.
Omelette. Give up the omelette. Trust.
I'm also
I'm
going to
picking
give
up
up
the one I
obviously-
took off a Russian soldier.
I'm
That's a
also
good
going
idea.
to I'm going to give up one of my field rations as well. Obviously,
Okay, cool.
Omeletsky.
an officer doesn't order he's meant to do something he wouldn't be willing to do himself. So I've sort of gathered up 3 food rations, and I'm trying to break them down into much smaller to give the people some food.
Okay.
That's what my.
Can I point out the dead Russian in the garage to Gator?
Well,
Because
before you do,
weapons and
Wrench,
things.
you've made your roll.
Hmm,
Yeah. So the vehicle has clearly been recently repaired,
Okay.
and seems to be. You kind of lift the hood, have a little look underneath. You can't see anything wrong with it. In the back of the garage, you find 6 winter tires,
right.
with like chain almost around them.
Yeah.
That you think you could fit onto the car if you took a shift to do that.
Okay.
But yes, you can go and relay the dead bodies and everything you've found to the team now, and we should decide what you're going to do on your next shift, because you're kind of getting to the end of this current one with all the activity that you've been doing. At which point, I think we should probably actually have a break.
Okay.
I could do with a break. Gen 2K, see you later. Thanks for
I
watching.
did.
Let's have a look. Let's see how many followers we're on here. 396. Oh, look at that. We're just 4 followers away from
4
someone
followers
getting
away.
a $20 drive-through RPG gift certificate. Look at that. Okay, right. We shall go for a short break. Please don't go anywhere. We will be 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll be back to continue. I'm really enjoying this, I have to say. For a first, dabble into it, I like this kind of, I mean, I know random encounters and all that kind of stuff, but it's quite cool if you just embrace it as that's the story, and you're gonna build a story off of it as you go. Oh, that was it. Also, the winner from the Rifts game. Yes, I need to announce that tonight, don't I? We'll do that when we come back from the break. That'll give me some time to figure it out. Okay, so someone is going to win a $25 drive-through RPG gift certificate after the break. If you did comment on the Rifts video, thank you very much. We had a few entries. Someone's going to roll. One of the team will roll for that, and we will announce who's won live after the break. So please stay with us, and we will see you in 5-10 minutes. Oh, you've got 5 or 10 minutes to go and comment on the Rifts video on YouTube, which Ben has kindly put the link for in the chat, with which world you would like to open a rift to in our real world. It can be a fandom, literature.
Unless you're Alden, in which case you can't win because you're not allowed.
Yeah. Yes, Aldoon. Okay, right. See you in 5-10 minutes. There's the microphone button. Hello, welcome back to Garblag Games and Twilight 2000. We are playing the alpha rules of role-playing in the World War III that never was. And
It's a humanitarian rescue mission.
yeah, everyone was expecting guns ahoy and the nuke behind my head, but we've been helping refugees
And I shopping
locals.
channeled this bastard.
Absolutely. You bring that path of the pilgrim with you wherever you go. So currently, our team are in a ruined town, 30 kilometers from their start point, and have just helped some refugees. We just finished a shift, the day shift. We're now moving into the evening. It's still summer, so it's still light. It's not dusk or dark. And you now have to decide what you want to do for the next shift.
Hang on. Which shift is this?
Evening.
Is this the same one as when we were talking to the civilians?
No. So you've now had 2 shifts.
Oh, I haven't done my role for scrounging.
Oh, sorry. Yep. Do you roll for scrounging?
I was going to watch Pete tell me who the winner was.
Oh God, yeah. Sorry, I'm a complete idiot.
I
we go.
thought he was just saving that for later, but there we go.
No, let's do
you
it.
might have to do another one because if we get another 4
Yeah,
subscribers, then
yeah.
that's the next
let's
one.
get that out of the way, and resolve
Well, I
our
fail
competition.
anyway.
Okay, so you didn't scrounge anything up.
Yeah, I'm scavenging as well.
Okay.
For
Let's make a recon roll.
Recon.
So, briefly, we'll finish our competition. So, a couple of weeks ago, we had a Rifts One Shot, which was a whole load of crazy fun, 80s nostalgia and just explosions. There was a cybernetic T-Rex. There were vampire jetpack gang, and it was just kind of crazy, and it was so much fun. And we had a competition on that show because just before that show, we'd hit 2,500 subscribers on our YouTube channel. Thank you, everyone who's subscribed. And if you're watching here now and you're not subscribed on our YouTube channel, then go and check it out after the live show. And there are links in the chat, and Roger's probably going to whack one in there right now. There you go. Thanks, Rog. Like a well-oiled machine. Look at that. We've become more professional every day. So what I said was, all you have to do is comment on the video when it hit YouTube on the weekend after it aired, with a comment on another universe, one from literature or geekdom or fandom or whatever, that you would like to actually open up a rift and have come hurtling into our own world. And my last check, we had 8 entries. So let me just double check that no one else has entered while I've been talking. No one else has entered. So what we're going to have is, Dan.
Yes.
I would like to roll a D8. I have written a list of names. You probably
Which
can't
we
see
can't
that.
see
No, we
because
can't see.
your
We can't
filter
see.
picked them up. There we go. Better.
I've written down the names.
4.
So our winner, his comment was, "That was fantastic. Truly bonkers and worthy of a true old-fashioned Rifts game. What world reality? Masters of the Universe. Yeah, they already did that with a movie in the 80s with Dolph Lundgren. Come on, man, it's got everything. It's almost like actual Rifts, except there are identifiable good guys with morals and hope. Magic, cyborg, tech, barbarians, beastmen. It's glorious. Close near tie with Thundar the Barbarian, but Master of the Universe has the edge. It's just freaking cool in its own terrible, corny way and has better villains." Excellent. Dave Baymiller, thank you very much for entering our competition. You have won yourself a $25 drive-through RPG gift certificate, which will be ringing your way at the weekend. So keep an eye out for that. I will respond to your comment on YouTube if you're not watching right now. And we will arrange
The
that
weird
with
thing
you.
about it is that the other 7 were like the Jane Austen universe and
Yep.
the Dostoevsky universe.
Downton Abbey.
Dickens. No, it was just wild how it happened to be the
Shall I
one
read-
pop culture reference.
Shall I read out the other ones? What do we have? We had Ulysses 31 from Millie. Thank you, Millie. Ulysses 31 has a dear place in my heart. It is fantastic. Norman Smith said,
Except
I
that
think...
little red robot, he was a douche.
Oh, he was all right. For little
No.
shitty characters like that, he was okay.
I know he was necessary, but
Yeah. Norman Smith said, I think I'd quite like the Path of the Pilgrim shopping channel. Egil said, I think Star Trek would be best. They have great medical technology. Like that, Egil. Very good. Prophet Zarquan, good name, said, I definitely have to vote for Robotech and Macross, each separately colliding on Rift's Earth. And then listed out a whole series of other giant fighting robot shows, clearly into giant fighting robots, which is cool. Jack Kowalski wanted to see the TARDIS, so a Doctor Who fan there. And who else do we have? Novawap said Guyver, cool. JC Locke said Robotech. Again, another fan of giant robots.
we might have to run a Lancer game then, Pete.
I think we
if
will have to
everybody
do
wants
Lancer.
giant robots.
And there's a Lancer thing on Foundry, so I could run that using Foundry. That could be good fun. Okay, anyway, so well done, Dave Baymiller, with Masters of the Universe. You have won our competition, and we will be sending you a $25 Drive-Thru RPG gift certificate. Right, over to our scrounging roll. So, Gator, you actually rolled a success, didn't you?
Yeah.
So let me get up the scrounging. Let me get up the scrounging table. Scrounging table. You get tuppence and a button. Right. So scrounging. For each success rolled, make a D100 roll.
D100.
Yes, please. 20. You discover in a satchel in a sort of shattered house. For a moment, you think this could have ammunition in it. It's that kind of size. It's a leather satchel. You open it up, and inside you see a colouring book for kids, and it's a Harry Potter colouring book. Because oh no, that wouldn't have been out by now, would it? 2000, was that not? Lord of the Rings colouring book. There you go. It's a Ralph Bakshi Lord of the Rings colouring book, and half of them have been coloured in, and not very well.
Don't worry, Jim. That's the other half that are there for you, mate.
I'm going to look around and I'm going to put it in my inside pocket and make sure, yeah.
So that
was a good find.
Don't forget the crayons.
No, he's only got a red biro, but that doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't say crayons.
I'm going to have a look round for crayons. Otherwise, I'll have to use.
That weighs a
Polish
quarter,
blood.
and it's worth 5. There you go. Okay, so that's what you find when you scrounge. You can find useful things, and you can find interesting things like walkie-talkies.
We like walkie-talkies.
Yeah.
We like Lord of the Rings colouring books as well, though.
Did the Russian soldier who Wrench point out to me, did he have any weapons on him or anything?
He had a big knife and a AK.
Okay. I shall pick
and a pistol.
That. I'll pick the pistol up. And is the knife got a scabbard?
Yeah, there's one on his belt.
Yeah, I shall take that and I'll pick up the AK as well.
Okay, cool.
No, got a lot, but we might need it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So that's the end of that shift. So now we're going on to the next shift. You've now got you've got your refugees kind of calmed down, being tended to. A few of the guys who came with you from the makeshift village are now looking after them, and the other 3, one of which is the RPG guy, are just double checking the town to make sure that there are no kind of hidden Russian spies or saboteurs or anything like that lingering around, or any mines, and that kind of stuff. And you 5 are then free to do whatever you want. Wrench has located a vehicle. it's a civilian vehicle, but he has found winter tires for it, which might help it survive.
Okay, Lieutenant, I don't think this vehicle's going to get us where we need to be. For me to fit the tires on it that'll get it anywhere is going to take a whole shift, and it's not going to get us very far. Not off road.
Well, Ranch, do what you can. We're getting towards nightfall now. We're not going to move out in the dark.
Yeah,
So-
but if we just chip it to the next town, if we find something there, then we're going to be better off spending the time. They had a
If
generator.
if
They
you
wanted
go
me to
off
fit.
road on foot, you move 1 hex per shift.
Yeah.
So it's going to take us 1, 2, 3 shifts to get to Ostrich.
Or
Can you attempt
potentially-
to go off road in a civilian vehicle like that?
You can, but
Yeah.
you have to make driving rolls, and if you fail, then you take a start of each of your shifts. You drive. You must make a driving roll to avoid a hazard. If you drive off road into a new terrain type during a shift, you need to make an additional roll, and then there's like you get like a wrong turn, roadkill, crash, blown tire, if it's really bad, on a D10. But you have
We
to make a
could
driving
literally-
roll, so you know.
could
It's
literally
it's
get-
worth taking the vehicle.
Okay. So do you want me to fix their generator, or do you want me to do our vehicle?
We need the vehicle. We need to get cross country.
Okay. I will shake my head in disgust, and then I'll put tires on the vehicle.
Okay.
Actually, like realistically, would we really need our top mechanic to put tires on a car?
Not your top guy, but in the situation you're in, you can't really afford to fuck anything up.
No,
You know,
true.
so if
And
there's
we
a
couldn't
job
all
to
jump on it, could
do,
we?
you
Yeah.
would get your best guy to do it because you'd want it to succeed.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you want to, go against that kind of military doctrine.
The jack could only probably pick one wheel up at a time as well, wouldn't it? So we couldn't like, put more people on it.
Yeah. No, you do it one at a time, wouldn't you?
No, in which case, the order stands, Wrench. I need that vehicle operational.
It is, however, large enough to have all of you in it and your gear. And you could have someone sitting in the rear with a weapon facing out the back.
What's the medical situation like? Have I managed to treat these people, or am I going to be at it for some hours?
It will take you the next shift and a successful roll, to treat them so that they're stable to be left with the townfolk.
Can I try scrounging again?
You can try scrounging, yep. You
What's
can
the
also
fuel situation like on this car? Because that may be worth someone scrounging for.
it has half a tank.
Okay.
Or
Is there
Oh,
any?
I've got my 1 extra success from field surgery.
that modifies your dice.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not +1 success. It basically moves one of your dice up. So
So you would have rolled 2 d12s
yeah,
rather
you'd
than a
roll 2
d12 and a
d12.
d10.
So just roll another
Okay.
d12. Just roll a d12. Okay, so you've got a success. So that's fine. So you spend the
I'll work
hexes
through
are
the
10
night if I have
costs.
to.
Was there any?
Well, you do that in the
petrol in the-
evening, so you're not in the night. This is the evening shift we're on, so there's still light. It's summertime, end of summer, and you spend 6 hours looking after the people, tending to them, getting them fine, talking the guys there with them through some basic things, just in case they don't know them, and pass word on that they can get the people from the town in.
Ramirez is going to rest, thinking that we're probably going to have to spend the night here. So he'll be on watch for the night. So he'll take this shift to rest while everyone's doing other bits and pieces.
Okay.
Was
You-
there
do
any
you mean
fuel in the
sleep?
petrol station?
Yeah, I mean sleep, as in he's going to get his
'cause
sleep
rest
now.
is different to sleep.
Yeah, sorry, sleep. He's going to sleep now
Okay.
because it's going
There's
to be
people
nightfall
around.
soon. We're not going
Yep.
to travel. We're not going to travel through thick forest in a car at night. That would be
Sure.
dangerous.
Yep.
So we'll move
So
out in the
he'll
morning, but someone needs to keep watch. And I've got night vision
Absolutely.
goggles. So
Absolutely.
he's going to get his sleep now, so that everyone can do their thing, and then everyone can sleep while he's on watch later in the evening.
I should inform you as well that I do need to draw another encounter card because you've remained in the same hex.
Okay.
Do you do that before we tell you what we're doing, or
Well, no one's
Uh,
reconning, so
Well, one person can have a passive recon roll because it's a 6-hour stint. So there's things going on. You're doing your stuff. This might happen at the end. This might happen before. Depends on what comes up on the up on the cards. And let me just check that's right. Um, Counters. Frequency. Draw one potential random encounter for each 10-kilometer hex that the PCs enter, and one encounter per shift if the characters are stationary.
Okay, then we need a card.
Okay. Yeah, and then some things don't actually trigger. Right, I'll draw the card. Who wants to make a passive recon roll?
It'd be our resident recon guy, Gator, right?
yeah, I think so.
Because that's who we probably would have put on Overwatch.
Yeah, and I'm looking at tires.
Oh boy.
I believe in you. Don't forget to put one of your dice up, your highest dice
Yeah.
up.
Yep.
Oh, two successes.
Two successes.
Two.
Okay, so right, Gator, what were you going to be doing in this shift? Were you scrounging or?
Yeah.
Okay, so make a scrounging roll as well, because I'll let you all do your activities, and then this encounter will kind of happen towards the end of the shift. So, Gator, make your did you make a
49.
successful
I know
scrounge?
you've got to
You've got to
make
make a
scrounge
recon roll
first.
first. That's okay.
Okay.
Don't worry.
So I've made the recon roll.
So the first recon roll was to
That's
see
for
if
you
you
to see if you
spot
spot
anything.
anything.
So I need to recon again, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay. I really like this actually. It's good.
Yeah.
Oh.
You didn't scrounge anything.
No, you didn't scrounge anything.
Neither
Okay.
did I,
Neither did Hap. Okay.
but I'm rubbish at it.
Well, that's not the end of the world. Okay. So Wrench, can we have a hey Green Lantern? Welcome. Can we have a tech roll, please?
Okay. Let's see
Intelligence
how
and
we go.
tech.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
12 and 10, I think. Oh, you're
I'm
mechanic,
doing
so
tech
12
roll.
and 12.
So
2 successes. Okay, yeah. So you get the wheels on, and it's ready to roll.
okay.
Gator, as you are scrounging at the far edge of the town, in fact, the southern edge where the road heads down to Kielce.
Culture.
As you are scrounging there, and the sun is going down now, and it's starting to get dark because it's turning to night, and you can see on the road further out, and let me just, I think in the next hex coming your way. Sorry, let me get to the right thing. A convoy of is led by an APC, followed by 2 Gaz 66 trucks. And you can't really see, because it's getting dark, you can kind of tell that there must be, maybe 20, with those kinds of vehicles, if they're fully manned, you're probably talking 30 people.
Okay, this is where my thing comes in. So, tactician, when an enemy force is spotted, I can roll a command roll, and you have to tell me something important about or useful about their current organization and objectives. So let's see if I can roll something. Because this could be really helpful right now.
Well, I can tell you that Gaz is a Russian make of vehicle.
Well,
Yeah, it doesn't sound very American. Give me
I got 2 successes.
Ford or General Motors.
Okay. I assume this is Gator's relaying to you some information.
I imagine he's like seen him and gone contact. So
Yeah.
we've all kind of like sort of started maneuvering
Yeah.
ourselves.
Okay, so you can tell that they are Russian.
Yeah, Russian. How long have we got before they hit the edge of the town?
Probably about 20 minutes. It's going to be in this in this shift, so you'd still be light. There won't be penalties for darkness. But they have got the lights on their vehicle because they're coming in between some trucks, some trees, and some darker patches. You sort of lose sight of them occasionally, and then you see them, and looking through the scope on your rifle, you've been able to make out that the sorry, hang on. That the APC at the front is fitted with a machine gun.
This isn't good.
Gator and LT, you know that this looks like some sort of scouting troop maneuver team. You're not sure. They'll definitely be infantry, and they're probably likely to have some sort of communication equipment. They look very organized. It looks like, Russian official forces.
Yeah.
Oof.
It's starting to make you think that these maneuvers down in Kilchi are Russian rather than neutral. You're not sure.
Yeah. That's the reason.
Now, if you want to, you can try and set up an ambush in the town to take them unawares. Take them
I
in
think
their
that's a good
vehicles.
idea.
Or, if you want, you can try and run away. Now, if you want to run away, you'll have to move into an adjacent hex, and I will draw a different encounter. You'll get a recon roll for that as well.
Is there any buildings worth their salt in terms of height and ability to get in them in the next 20 minutes?
So there's nothing that's really like above ground floor. There's maybe one or two slight bits. The roof of the petrol station is probably the highest vantage point you could get right now, but it's fairly open because it's a big flat. There is a big sign on it. Maybe you could have someone behind that. There are various buildings that would be good to hide in and shoot out of, in a close quarters battle. You think you could? It looks
We could make a good
50-50.
death zone here.
Could be. There is a road coming through the middle. There are buildings around. Remember there's that crater in the center of town where they'll probably have to stop and figure out how they're going to get past it if they're coming through the main road, which, considering the size of their vehicles, they are.
Problem is, Gator, this is a kill box. If we can't put down that APC, then we are sitting ducks. There's not enough buildings here for us to get enough cover.
LT, I need to know, do I send these people away or do I
Right
keep
away.
them?
Get them moving deeper into the town, away from the main road.
I'm going to send them up to the woods. So I'm going to talk to the villagers that we spoke to who are armed.
Yep.
Get them to take these guys up into
We're
the
going to
woods.
stay here with you and take out these Russians.
Sir, we'll need that RPG.
Somebody needs to take these people out of here into
There's
the
one
woods.
guy who goes, I'll take them,
Duck.
and the others kind of look at him like.
I look back down the road. Do I think they got enough time to cross this road without the Russians seeing them?
Yeah, because they're on the other side of town, in effect. So you're kind of.
Go quickly.
You've got a little bit of time.
In which case, let's get these people moving. And then I start to formulate our battle plan. And our battle plan is as follows. The RPG is going to be on a high point towards the front where they're going to have to stop by the crater.
I'm going to send Agnieszka back with them as well to watch their back.
I'm also going to send that guy who's going back to the woods with a message to tell the mortar team to essentially set up the mortar behind the hill ridge outside of the town so it can mortar into the Russian position. And I pray that he gets there in time to give him that message, because otherwise we're in trouble.
Yeah, and I don't trust that guy because he was far too easy to say that he would leave and take them into the town.
Yeah.
So that's why I want to send the girl back as well with the same set of instructions in Polish.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then we'll just set up along the roads. Who's got the most hand grenades in our team at the moment? I say that actually. Hey, who's got the most explosives?
I have some grenades, sir.
Okay.
I have grenades as well.
Hap, I want you in the middle because you got the big gun. So you're going to be mowing those guys down as soon as they get out the back of those Jeeps.
So
Reg.
you want me to hit them from the rear, sir?
Can Can we not shoot the APC?
Wrench, while I appreciate what you're saying, that APC will chop us to pieces if we do not take it out. That
thing.
Can we not try and lure it away with our I'll tap the car, tunk tunk tunk.
Sweet Enola Gay, son. We're not taking on an APC and a bloody Civic.
No, what I mean is that this is probably a bit of something that they might be interested in taking. So if we drive it, so they see it, they might follow it.
Wrench, the gun that is armed on top of that APC will carve that car up and any of its occupants as it tries to leave the town. I don't think they're going to be interested in taking a little larder away from us.
That thing's
Shit-
probably got a 20
Shit, boy,
millimeter
you
on
stick to
there.
ranches, mate.
Okay.
So I asked Hap to be in sort of like the middle building with the three sort of guys that stayed behind with the AKs
Mhm.
and the RPG guy towards the top end of the town. So
Mhm.
wherever they're going to stop for the crater, and then he blows it up with the RPG.
Right.
or surprise.
LT. Second plan. I have many hand grenades, but I'm rubbish. Do you want me to set up IEDs? I can set an IED to take out the APC.
I don't think hand
grenades.
grenades. I don't think hand grenades will be sufficient to punch through the armor in an APC.
I think if I have 5 and I put them in the right place, I can maybe not pierce the armor, but flip it or stop
No.
it moving.
But the vehicles with their canvas backs, those are where the hand grenades are going to be most useful.
Okay. Your call. I'm not a military man. I bow to
Gator.
your superior understanding.
Gator, what's your throwing arm like? That's strength plus heavy.
I'm
Very good.
Kadoosh.
Is that
Skadoosh.
that's strengthening, yeah?
Strength and heavy to throw a grenade.
So that's I'm not very good at that. C and F.
Oh yeah, no.
Oh, he's as bad at that as I am.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
sorry.
A
His
and-
his
A and
agility is
B.
his chop.
Okay, then Hap, you're going to set up at the rear end.
I was going to say, sir, you don't want me to be deployed with the RPG. Puts all our eggs in one basket.
Yeah, that's right. I want you at the rear. So as they drive into the town, they have to stop by because they can't cross the crater. At that point, the RPG with Gator and the other shooters will blow it up. Your job, Hap, is to blow up the rear vehicle. We will box them in the middle and we will take them down.
Sir, yes, sir.
I will be in the middle and I will do my best to keep Wrench and Doc alive. Gentlemen, I don't know what your firearms skills are like, but stay behind some walls, and if you see a Russian, shoot him.
You want me to try and talk them away?
No, Doc, we do not talk to Russians, I'm afraid. They will likely kill us and all the townspeople as well. All we can hope is that our message gets up to the others and a mortar comes down and we pincer them in the middle of the streets.
So can we entrench our positions, Pete?
Can't imagine we'd have a lot of time. We only had 20 minutes.
Well,
yeah,
you can
but
get it behind like walls.
When I say
and
entrenching, I
sort
don't
of
mean
piles
literally
of rubble.
digging a trench.
Yeah,
I mean, as in like building up rubble and
Yeah.
yes.
basically doing what you can to fortify them.
Yes.
The important thing is we do not make our move until the convoy has stopped. Do you understand me, everybody?
What's the signal to go, sir?
The RPG hitting the APC. Are we all good to go?
When RPG hits APC, we are GTG.
That's right. I like you, Doug. And I
Okay.
guess we go to setting ourselves up ready for our ambush.
Okay, right. So you guys go and start to get yourselves in ready for an ambush. So let's have.
Would that be a wonderful command roll? Would I command all that?
Yeah,
stuff to
let's.
happen?
Well, I think your command gives everyone a +1 to their getting in cover and entrenching myself or doing what I said I was doing roll. So if we're doing some survival or recon or heavy weapons to get yourselves in the right position to do.
But
what
I
you're gonna do.
manipulate them into thinking that I'm well hidden.
No.
The Jedi
Find- you
mind trick approach.
Find one of those seaside signs with a hole in it. You just put your head.
There are no
I like
Polish
it.
doctors here.
Sorry, I'm just getting to the right section of the rules.
That sounds like a good plan to me.
These are not the villagers you're looking for.
Okay, so combat. Unfortunately, I don't have a map of this battlefield. So
Yeah, so no hex explosions for the
It's
grenades
fine.
and stuff.
Theatre of the mind.
Bloody
Yes.
part-timers.
You can't beat it.
you can't beat it. Although I think if we do a full campaign of this, then it's having there are a series of battle maps in the
Yeah.
box set that show sort of different locations and things. What
And
I
they're
would
very
do is I'd probably create a few sort of generic or
local
catch-all
areas.
kind of locations, and then if a thing like this came up, I'd think, which battle map is it most like, and then I'd probably describe that setup, and then you could go into that. How you
should-
kind of deal with that kind of random nature of the adventures and the fact that you've got very sort of set battle maps.
I
We
have
should
to say
definitely do this.
this game style definitely reminds me. Any of you guys played Met Warrior?
God.
Oh, that's good. Battle text, but it's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
role play version. Really
Yeah.
good.
I'm old. I'm not that old.
Are you saying I'm old? Yes, I am
Okay,
old, very old.
so we are going to draw initiative. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an initiative for each vehicle and each team of guys, and I think what we'll do is we'll have you guys roll a collective initiative. I think if we have everyone rolling separate initiatives, where either volunteer draws a card and the referee draws
We could
one
be here
card
for
for
some
each
time.
NPC or group. Okay, right. So you all get a roll, and I get one roll for each group. So APC, Truck 1, and Truck 2. Okay.
So what are we rolling?
So, well, we would do a card draw, a 10 of the. It's like Alien
Okay.
with a 1 to 10. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll a d10, and I'm going to do what I do for Alien Initiative, where if you guys roll the same number but you're second, you get the number just after.
Oh,
So rolling a
Sorry.
d10, yeah.
Yep. And then I will tell you what your initiative is. Okay.
No, low numbers are better, Rog, aren't
Low,
they?
Low is better, yeah.
Low is good.
Oh, is
Low
it?
is good. Low is
Yeah,
good.
1 and 2 are good.
One
It's
is
the
the
8 and the 9
one
that are
is one
shit.
means you're first. Okay, so Doc is on 8. Okay.
You roll one for the group of Poles that are fighting with us.
Yeah, if you want to roll for them.
They were with Gator, so do you want them to use Gator's one?
Yeah,
rather
let's
than-
do that. Let's do that.
Okay.
So
Nice one, Dan.
Gator,
Garblag.
and then
Let's say
LT
it was
is on
Garblag.
9, and because Wrench rolled after LT, he gets bumped up 1 to 10. Wrench, and then I will roll. Right for where's my cursor? Come on, little computer.
It's good. It means we're not shooting until we've been fired on.
Okay, so
We're
APC.
complying with NATO rules.
Well, no, I think we
Not
opened
this
fire
time. We're not. We're
first.
opening fire first.
No, because we're on 8, 9, and 10. So
Yeah, but I think because we're ambushing, I'm assuming we'd trigger the attack.
Well, thankfully, the trigger is at number 1 with Gator.
Yeah, ambush automatically gives you 1. If you're the ambusher, you're automatically on 1.
Yeah.
So what happens is you will get a
Mhm.
free round, basically. So you guys will get to
Launch our assault before they get to do any of their
Yeah.
actions.
Yeah. Surprise. If you initiate combat with an attack that the referee deems fully surprise you automatically gain the 1 initiative card in the first round. All other combatants draw initiative normally. Exchanging
Okay,
initiative.
so that makes sense. So
So
basically,
you can
we'll go...
swap your initiative with a willing other player.
Yeah.
Whose turn has not yet come up. Reactive actions such as blocking and Overwatch fire are not affected by exchanging initiative. Hidden initiative. No, your turn. Slow and fast actions. You get on your turn. You can perform 1 slow action and 1 fast action, same as Alien. So slow actions are the big things, like making an attack, breaking free, shooting a bow, throwing a grenade, and your fast actions are run, get up, draw a weapon, disarm, aim, grab the wheel, those kinds of things. Yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so you guys are all for this first round. You're all on initiative 1. And what we're going to do is you're each going to have a civilian soldier as a second character. Okay.
Ooh.
So if you've got a pen and paper,
Mhm.
yeah. Here we go. This is less bookkeeping.
Preparation do you think I make for these sessions?
Here we
Damn
go.
you and your role-playing skills.
Okay, so the important things. The soldier is strength B, agility B, intelligence C, empathy C, and has ranged combat C, and 5 hit capacity. And they are wearing a steel helmet. They've got clothes, but you know. And they've got an AKM with 1 reload. Okay.
Mhm.
Cool.
I did not just write that information on my life insurance letter.
Right. Okay, so I'm kind of on the guns section as well. So, okay, right. So, let's go round the Gator. You've got the guy with the RPG.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So he's got heavy weapons C
Okay.
as well as range combat C.
So he's going to shoot the APC.
Okay, so, well, as it's going on, let me just describe what happens. Sorry. You've all got into your buildings, into your positions. You've got your grenades there ready in front of you. You've got your guns sort of just poking out of windows and over ledges between gaps in bricks. And the rumble of this APC and the trucks behind it kind of come in. It's slightly Saving Private Ryan-esque. And they rumbling in, and behind there are 2 large trucks that have canvas canopy backs, obviously troop carriers, and you can hear just beneath the rumble of engines and wheels, you can hear men talking or something in the background.
Are either of the trucks red?
No, no, they're not red.
I would
They're not
make
red.
them go
Well, the one in
faster.
front is red because it's faster. The APC, which is where are we? What's it called? BTR 70.
I'm assuming we'd have positioned the RPG to hit it in the side.
Yes,
Okay.
most definitely.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
that's
say,
fine. You can have it
Because any
angled
military,
however you
no,
want.
everyone knows you do not shoot it in the front.
No, you shoot through that little window at the front.
This
How
isn't
hard
well.
could it be,
So
right?
Beowulf
isn't World of
Reborn has
Tanks.
just said you're all going to have a civilian shield. Use them wisely.
How did he know I was going to use them as a shield?
Okay.
He's seen you roleplay before, Rog.
Yes.
True.
Many times. Okay, so and the center of town, there's this big crater in the middle of town, and clearly they rumble up to it and they stop, and the flap on the APC opens up, and a Russian pokes her head out, and she's wearing one of those furry hats.
Shanka.
And she's clearly an officer, and she's like, "Ah!" Shouts stop, and the trucks stop, and she starts barking Russian at some of the troops. And what do you want to do? As she's clearly ordering, she's turning around and shouting at one of the trucks behind.
Well,
Do I understand what she's saying? I mean, I know I speak Polish, German,
Yeah,
and
she's
English.
saying, check
Do I
out the
speak
road ahead.
Russian
There
as
seems
well?
to be some idiot dropped a shell on this road. Let's find a safe way through.
well, the order of attack sequence was clear: RPG, then
Everything
Papa
else.
Black throwing grenades at the rear vehicle and
Okay.
destroying the rear vehicle.
Okay. Right. Okay. So, Jim, let's
Yeah.
have your civilian RPG launcher fire
Okay.
at the thing. So he has got agility
He would be
B.
using strength and heavy. He would
Oh,
be
it's
using-
strength.
Yeah,
and,
but
oh,
strength
yeah.
and
Sorry,
heavy.
strength
heavy
B.
because he.
So he's got a
So
10
it's
and an
10
8.
and 8.
Yep.
But just quickly, is it a large target?
It is a large target.
So that he gets +2.
Okay. So he gets a 12 and a 10.
Oof.
Oh, hold on a second. I need to cancel.
Here we go.
Oh no, he's chucked me out. Hold on a second. I'm coming back.
He's
Big
exited. He gets so
fail.
excited he exited the whole thing. He's like, oh!
Ramirez is like, what's taking them so long? They should be attacking by now.
Oh, it's got
You
weapons
mentioned
separated out
RPG,
by...
and I've just lost my shit. Right, okay. So it's 12 and 10, yeah?
It's got an
Yes.
RPG 16. Oh, two
Two
successes. Okay, let me just...
So the extra success would just give it an extra point of damage.
Yeah, okay. So it's got 5 damage. It's only got a rate of fire of 1, funnily enough. Critical 3. Blast C. Which means that everyone in the next hex gets a 1 point down and the next one out, I think. Let's have a look. Range 8, yeah, that's fine. Armor -1. Okay, that's the. I was looking for the armor number, and now let me find the APC. Sorry about this, everybody.
Clink. We're like,
It's all right.
More the viewers that I was worried about. Hey, don't worry. This is an alpha. I'm having to look at the rules on my phone. So if anyone could beat me to the vehicles and find
Yeah,
an
I'm just
APC.
trying to find it now.
113. And it's a BTR 70. Here we go.
Isn't that K-pop band?
I think it is, you know.
So it's
Civilian.
its side armor is 4
Okay, so it's got did I say 5 damage with plus
and
1?
an AP of 1.
Yeah, so
Awesome.
it will do 6 damage. So you got to roll 6 dice, and then I roll 3 armor dice. Is that right?
yes.
And I
So
assume these are all d6s.
Do I roll these dice? Yeah.
You roll 6d6.
6d6.
Military, US
I'll
military.
roll 5 and 1 if you want. 5 and 1.
Sure. So side of 4. D. How are we doing?
So I got a 2, a 4, a 1, a 4, a 5, and a 3.
Any 6s?
So I'm guessing that's square root
Oh.
of nothing.
That's 0 damage.
Oof.
Unless somebody happens to have a reroll ready for Jim, which they do, because here comes a person in chat to the rescue to save Jim by giving him a reroll, and we say thank you to... I can't string
This
it out.
person, yay,
Yay,
Sheraton.
Thank
Nice
God for
one,
that. I
buddy.
couldn't
Brilliant.
string it out any longer.
You did really well
Right.
there, though.
So, oh my goodness, it's not looking good again. No 6s.
No 6s.
Oh, Jim, you
Okay.
disappointed us.
So,
We're not angry.
I've let myself down. I've let you guys down.
You've let America down.
okay, so
No, actually, this
the-
Polish guy has.
the RPG, the rocket propelled grenade whooshes across the very small distance, considering the range on these weapons, between you and the APC.
Does the RPG have a base damage? Because it does base damage plus the dice he has to roll.
Sounds about right, doesn't it?
Damage 5, I think.
Ah, yeah. So he would actually just be rolling 1d6.
Oh, really? So the base damage is
from attacks, when you attack someone in combat, you inflict damage equal to the base damage of the weapon plus 1 for every additional success roll you roll. Same goes
Also,
from
that's
explosives
still
and
dice
fire.
you have to roll.
So you don't actually roll by the sound of
You
it.
don't know. You just inflict the base damage of the weapon plus 1 for every additional success you roll.
So you just do damage, and
So
there's
he
no
did 6 damage and it's got 4 armor.
with minus
Oh,
1.
3 armor.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the additional one is a roll. So he rolls that one. So he would have been rolling 1d6. So it gets 5 damage.
Which you failed lots of.
Yeah, so he's failed those.
Yeah, he's failed those. But so then it creates 5 damage. Body armor location. It reduces the damage amount. So then you then do roll your dice, Pete, for your armor, and you reduce the damage by the successes. It works exactly the same as the alien in that respect.
Okay, I'm just looking at vehicle combat as well to
Ah,
see
so
if
I was just looking at suffering damage in range combat.
just the vehicle combat. Where have you gone? Vehicle components, component damage. Here we go. Vehicle combat. Bop, 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 bop. Vehicles can be keyed. Getting in and out. Vehicle movement. Reliability. Attacks on vehicles. Attacks on vehicles from small arms would generally get +2 because of their size. Heavy weapons don't get this modifier, and it does not apply to bicycles and motorcycles. Moving target. No. Angle of attack. Damage. When a vehicle is hit by an attack, damage is calculated just like for an attack on a person. Damage done is equal to the base damage rating of the weapon, +1 for each thing rolled. So it's just 6 damage. Armor. Most vehicles have armor and often different armor ratings. Use the armor rating of whichever part of the vehicle and don't forget is penetrated by the attack. The vehicle's armor rating on the side hit is reduced by 1. Armor can be repaired. Component damage, direct damage to a specific part of the vehicle or person in it. When a vehicle is hit, roll d10 on the component damage table. If the hit penetrated the armor of the vehicle, use the penetration column. Ah, okay, right, here we go. So
Hit arm.
So you do 3 damage. One component not present in the vehicle already destroyed. For penetrating hits only, if the damage done exceeds what is needed to destroy or incapacitate a component, the remaining damage will continue to hit another component inside the vehicle. Move row by row up the table till you reach a component that is present. Okay, so you hit 3 components. Occupants in the vehicle suffer the effects of the explosion.
Oh, Rog, you're like this. I just looked up Russian APCs. Turns out there's one called a boomerang. It's not a boomerang, it's a boomerang.
Wonderful.
So, everyone in the thing takes the damage as well. If the weapon with an explosive effect penetrates the armor of a vehicle, all occupants in the vehicle suffer the effects of the explosion. This is in addition to the effect of the direct damage. The blast power is not decreased by the armor, even if the direct damage was. Okay, right, so let's unpack this. So, you rolled to hit, you hit. You got 6 damage, it's got 4 armor, but the weapon has a -1, so that's 3 armor. So you do 3 damage. So you penetrated, and we roll to see which component you penetrated and damaged, and then you damaged the 2 subsequent ones after that as well because of the extra damage you did. We then inflict 6 damage on the people inside the vehicle, which will probably kill them. So this APC stops, and a RPG goes into the side of it, and there's a roll a d10, Jim.
A d10.
Yes, please.
Dun, 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 dun.
Sorry, everyone. We're just
5.
getting used to these rules, so bear with us. Okay. So
Did somebody remember to write from Uncle Sam
what did he
with
roll?
love on the side?
he rolled a 5.
5.
So
Yeah.
the cargo
Oh, yeah.
area.
Okay, so you're hitting the cargo area. So the rear kind of end of the side, and there's a massive explosion which tears through the passenger and driver compartments as well, damaging those components. So the driving controls are damaged, and the passenger area is damaged. Not the gunner and not the commander. Let's see. And then the people inside take 6 points of damage. Okay, the woman hanging out the top of the thing screams and goes limp, and her body just kind of goes on the side. And there's a huge explosion in and around the APC, tearing a hole in it, and a tear just falls out of your eye as you watch the APC get horribly wrecked by the thing. But it's still got engine, suspension, but the drive controls are a bit shot. So these components can be repaired.
And a new interior design.
Yeah, it's a new shade of red.
Now, if you don't penetrate, so if you hit a vehicle and you do damage but you don't penetrate, you roll on a different chart, and it's like the track, the weapon, the antenna, the external stores, the exposed passenger, or a ricochet. Oh, ricochet, cool. Here we go. So look.
That's your next
Cargo.
character for you, Dan.
Ricochet.
The hit. Okay.
Rick O'Shea.
Ricochet.
Okay. So
Irish
unbeknownst to you,
sniper.
Gator, you destroyed the food rations that were in the cargo hold.
Damn it.
Shit.
The driver is hit by the attack. He is dead. The passenger is dead. Yeah. Any excess damage beyond the crit level of the weapon continues to hit another component. Another occupant can take over as driver. Oh, so it's the driver in the thing, not the driving parts. But because the passenger has hit by a weapon that exceeds the critical injury level, which is 3, and you did 6 points of damage, you hurt another component, which is the gunner. So the gunner is now dead.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well done, our Polish RPG
So
guy.
this explosion goes off, and a thick trail of black smoke goes up into the sky. It's a huge explosion, which in this kind of calm moment when the Russian lady commander had like shouted at the guys, there was like a brief moment where the still calm had settled over this ruined town, and the sun was just going down, still light but just getting dark, and then suddenly huge explosion, and there's shouting and screaming, and we enter into full-on combat. So Gator, what were you going to do with your action?
I'm gonna shoot at that woman, but if she's gone down, I'll shoot at anybody that was outside of the truck that was
But
like.
no one had jumped out yet. No one had
Okay.
jumped out yet.
You could probably shoot the driver of the truck.
You could shoot
Yeah.
a driver of a truck. Yep.
Yeah, we'll go for that.
Okay. We're gonna. Yes. Yeah. I would say it would be more difficult because you can't see all of him, but he's stationary. So we'll just have a shot.
Okay. So is it agility?
Agility and
Depends on the
range.
weapon you're using.
Agility
What
and
weapon are you
ranged
using?
combat.
Assault rifle.
Assault rifle.
Yeah. Agility and ranged weapon.
So it's a range combat.
Range
That's
combat,
an A
yeah.
and a B.
Oh, that's a 12 and a 10. Now, do you want to open up with some more bullets? Because your rate of fire means that, and this is where you can see this is a very tactical game. So combat is a bit more involved. So the first few times you do it as a new player, this would be my advice to people, and I've got this from Matt on Free League as well. You know, the combats are a bit crunchy to begin with, but I think once you get into it and you know each person knows what their loadout does, then I think it will speed up. So
I think Pete's question here is: do you want to Jesse Ventura the shit out
No,
of this?
I'm aware that we haven't got much ammo, so I'm just gonna fire
because you've got M4s.
conservatively. Yeah. So I shall just pop one
Okay,
off.
so you're just gonna fire.
Yeah.
You can
So
take aim with your fast action to give yourself a +1.
Oh, you can. So you roll 2d12 then for your attack.
Okay.
D12. Oh, you've got to roll 1. You have to roll 1d6 to add on to it. So roll 1d6.
Yeah, because you're always using at least
You're
8
always
bullets.
using right. So 5. That's not a success. That means you use up 5 rounds
Okay.
from the 30 that you have in the gun. And remember, reloads for weapons are quite important in this. But you got 2 successes. So
Okay.
you've hit him with an extra 1. And your weapon is a damage 2, so you do 3 points of damage. But what we need to do is roll hit location, because they are they armored? Let me check. Russian soldier, Soviet soldier, steel helmet. So if you hit him in the head, he's got armor.
Okay.
Soviet soldier 5.
What do I roll for location? D10 is it or D100?
Dan?
Yeah, good question.
D3.
There you go.
Location.
Did you just make that up?
He did.
I was going to say there's 4 locations, so I doubt it.
But did you just make?
Well, Simon's got it then.
Yeah, heads,
Heads, shoulders, knees,
toes.
toes.
Very
Okay.
poor.
Spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch.
Yeah. Where are we?
The 4 hit locations.
Here we go. Here we go. Nope, that says brick wall, indoor wall. That's not.
There is this, apparently in the box set there is a specific hit location dice.
On page XX.
On
Okay,
page
so what we're
XX.
going to do is we're going to say 1 head, 2 torso, 3 left arm, 4 right arm, 5 left leg, 6 right leg. So if you roll a 1, you've shot him in the head, and he's got a point of armor on his head.
Here you go. Actually, I found the hit location on a D6. Legs is 1, torsos is 2 to
Oh,
4,
okay.
arm is 5, and 6 is head.
Oh, 6 is head. Okay,
There you go.
right.
So
That's
yeah, 4.
torso.
Thanks, Jolly GM, for your help in the chat. I mean, there is a lot to get to grips with in this. I'm absolutely loving it though. Right,
Yeah,
so,
no, really good.
so you rolled a, what did you roll?
Torso.
Torso. Okay, so you shoot him in the body, you do 3 points of damage to him. You through the glass, there's a shatter of glass, which you can barely hear above the explosion and the shout of people and sounds of alarm and combat. And this guy gets a bullet in the chest. Okay, Simon, let's go around to you next. There's Wrench, and then there's the local soldier that you have.
Okay, so the
Which
local
one do you?
soldier
Yep.
will basically just pop out from wherever he is and shoot the nearest Russian thing or person he can see.
Okay. Okay.
So
It's
I'll
a
do
Russian
his-
So
field.
there
mouse.
is
and he
so
will aim. He will aim.
okay. So he
Okay.
could. The nearest thing to him is the guy that Gator just shot.
Yep, he'll do.
Okay.
Because he's not, he's just a dude, right? So
Yeah.
B is 10, and then
Is it C for ranged? Is it?
yeah, but I've
Yep.
just aimed
Yep.
to get +1 deny.
So it's a D12 and a D8.
B,
you up
B
your-
is D10.
Yeah,
Oh,
but you
yeah,
up
yeah,
that
yeah,
one
because
yeah,
it
first.
takes it.
yeah,
You always
Yep.
do your highest one first,
Yep.
and then subsequent ones.
All right, so it's a D12. So it's a D12, and then it's a D8.
Yep.
And then I also need to roll a D6.
Yep.
Because he's going to shoot.
I got to change my roller so they got ammo dice.
Okay. So he
Oh,
got
you rolled a
one.
1. So he just pops out and goes.
Shoots someone. Yeah, basically, bam.
Okay,
Yeah, literally fired 1 round.
And let's have a hit location roll. If he rolls a 6, he's hit him in the head. He's got armor.
He's so
So
gonna hit me in the head.
He's doing 2 points of damage.
3.
No, so he does 2 points of damage. Guy
In his torso.
in his torso. The guy slumps in his chair.
Let me
Okay.
know if there's any feedback, by the way, because I've unplugged my headphones because I've been wearing them for 4.5 hours.
No, sounds good.
No, can't hear anything.
Splendid.
That's good. Okay, right. And then what's Wrench doing? Sorry,
Yeah, so
the
Wrench-
RPG and the APC bit took a little while, but we'll get at least 1 round of combat for everyone.
Okay. So Wrench is not going to aim
Grenadin.
because that's not really a skill Wrench has, aiming. He's agility C, so D6. Yeah. So he's going to roll a D6 for shooting.
Was he a C or a D?
He's a C.
So that's an 8.
Oh, is it?
D8.
All right, let's do the D8 thing then. First is a D8.
Yep. And then second is just 0.
Submit, second 0, but he's going to just unload. He's
Okay.
literally just going to go.
So just do that as it is, and then we'll roll. So what's the? He's got an M4.
Yeah.
What's he got? An
So,
assault rifle.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll do the 5 dice.
So that's got a
because-
rate of fire of 3.
Is it?
So you can go up to 3d6 added on.
Okay, cool. Let's do that. So I got nothing on my shootiness.
Yep.
I got 1 success on my,
Okay.
and I didn't roll a 1.
You didn't
However,
roll a one.
you've used
Missed that.
13 bullets.
You've used 13 bullets. So you're like.
Bullets mean nothing to me. Basically,
Okay,
give me an engine,
but
and
you
I'm
hit.
bothered.
but you
I
hit.
hit.
Okay, so you do 2 damage. Let's have. So this is on the other driver because you can't see. You can't see anyone else right now. There's driver on each truck.
Yeah, but there's canvas, isn't there?
There's
There's,
canvas,
like,
but you
canvas on
can't.
the side of the vehicle.
You haven't got a target to shoot at. You can
Okay.
see the other driver. So it's like, oh, I'm going to shoot someone.
Phew.
Okay.
Torso.
Okay, so you shoot him through the glass.
Yeah.
Okay, Dan, we've got LT and we've got your local.
Okay, the local will open up fire first. And he's just going to shoot the same target that Simon was shooting at, because that's all we can see, really.
Yep.
So that was a 10 and an 8. And he's also going to unload of his AK, which is a rate of fire of 3. It's basically the same stats as the
I
assault
like
rifle.
that you can only you can open fire with so many.
Yeah.
I think
It's
that's
quite a
cool.
nice. It's quite a nice rule.
Yeah.
So that's that, and then
Oh,
roll
nice.
3d6. So he used 9 bullets up, but missed those. But he did get 2 successes. So I'll do the
Okay.
d6 for the.
So 3 damage. So D6 for.
Hits him in the legs, I do believe. 1 second, I'll go back to that screen. Hits him in the legs.
Well, it only matters if you don't hit him in the head. So,
Okay, and obviously he got an extra success, so that'd be an extra point of damage.
So
So
3
3 damage.
points of damage. Okay, so he's dead. Okay, so you're like, and like you guys are popping out from behind walls, and like the brave locals and angry, want revenge. They're like jumping out and hosing down these guys. Right, what's LT doing?
LT's just going to be shouting out some commands to get everyone going onwards. So nothing in particular, just like, you move there, then go. Right, and then he shouts to Hap, grenade into the last vehicle. Trying to give him a bonus to his throwing of a grenade.
Okay, make a. Oh, you have to make a command roll to do that.
Yes, I will indeed make a command roll. But that's also my best attribute.
So. Cool.
10. No, I do not get him to do anything extra. He can't hear me over the explosions.
Oh, that's
I
a
can.
shame.
It's just yeah.
Okay, speaking of Hapablap, round to Hap. Right, Roger, you've got your local and yourself. What are you doing?
Okay, so I'm behind all of the vehicles, aren't I?
Yes, you are at the rear of their line.
Okay,
so you can see into the back of the truck.
All right, so so the back of the truck's open.
There's like a big flap, but there's like an open area. Yeah?
Okay,
you can see
I'm going to
6
huck
guys.
a grenade into the back of that truck.
You can see 6 guys in each truck.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to hurl a grenade into the back of the truck. I'm going to aim and...
You're going to aim and throw. Okay, you're a heavy weapons dude as well, aren't you?
I am a heavy weapons dude.
Okay. I am a heavy weapons dude.
Aiming ups one of my dice, doesn't it?
Let me just check.
You can't aim with a grenade.
It's ranged weapon, not a thrown weapon.
Yeah, you can't aim with a grenade.
That's what I was just checking.
Yeah. However, the guys in the back get to make a thingy under fire roll to see if they can jump out.
Okay.
So
Their courage under fire is going to be a D. So
does that work if they don't know it's coming?
I mean, you'd see a grenade.
Grenade coming in. It's just like a,
They can bail out.
It's that thing in the film where the grenade lands in front of them and goes dink, 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 and they look at it.
And one guy picks it up and throws it back. Okay, so I need to roll 6d6, and if anyone gets a 6, they jump out of the back of the truck. Yeah.
This is where they all bail out.
Yeah, this is where it gets like 6 6s.
That would be crazy, wouldn't it?
Yahtzee.
2. Right.
Yeah.
The two guys at the rearmost end of the truck, like kick the flap open and jump out. However, it's a blast weapon, isn't it?
It is a blast weapon.
So I think they get into the next tier, which is one damage level down. Sorry, just finding the blast. I'm sure Jolly GM in the chat could probably help us out with how blast weapons work.
Blast can depend on its blast rate, depends on how many hexes it goes out.
Yep, so let's have a look.
I think.
So what's the blast rate on a grenade?
I'm just checking.
I had it on my screen a second ago. Sorry, I went down to
okay. No, don't worry. You stay there. I'm going to the weapons.
It's at the very bottom of the weapons. I remember that when I was
Yeah.
looking at it.
Yeah.
It's after all the guns and all that.
Yeah. After all the guns. It's probably going to be 2 or something.
Oh, Jolly GM says it's the target hex.
For a grenade.
Okay, yeah. So it's blast C for a grenade.
Yeah.
and it's damage 2.
Damage 2. Okay.
I'm assuming these are just box standard fragmentation grenades.
Yes.
They are fragmentation grenades. Yes. Armor +1. Blast C. So what does Blast C mean then, Dan?
Good question.
It's the target hex for a grenade.
So I assume
Bla-
+1 means
blast
you
power
get
C.
a bonus for having armor.
Dice 2d8, damage 2, crit 3, armor +1.
Say that again.
It says dice 2d8. I'm not sure what that means. Damage 2, crit 3, armor +1.
Yeah, so if they've got armor, it's more effective. But if they don't have armor, then it's...
So does that mean if you roll a crit, i.e. you get 6 or up on either of your 2d8s, then you do
No, if
full
you had
damage?
loads of extra successes and you did more, you trigger a critical.
Right.
Yeah, so the damage is increased by 1 because I got an extra hit.
Okay, yep. So you do damage 3.
Also, any person hit by the blast is knocked prone and must make an immediate coolness under fire roll.
Okay, so 4 guys and truck 2 take 3 points of damage. There we go. Done for now. And they are prone and need a coolness under fire roll, yeah?
Yeah.
3 of them failed it. So they are crapping themselves. Okay, right. Roger, what is your local doing?
Okay, did that kill anyone? Did it do anything?
No, didn't kill anyone, but there's screaming and like, "No!" in the back of that. In the back of
local
that.
is going to shoot one of the ones that jumped out of the truck.
Okay, cool. Go for it. We'll polish up the rules after. You know, this is more about. I want to let Ben have a bit of a combat before we finish the game for the night. Yeah, fix it in post. In editing, absolutely.
I've really enjoyed it. I think it's really
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
I've enjoyed it.
He misses.
He does.
Roll his ammo die. He's got to roll at least 1 ammo die.
I've had the Manic Street Preachers version of Suicide is Painless playing in my head all evening.
2.
Cool. Okay,
That's a
so
great
he
version.
missed. Right, finally we're round to Ben. Doc, you and your civilian, what are you doing?
Is there still a vehicle that people haven't jumped out of the back of that we can cob some grenades into?
The first truck, yes.
Right, then me and my civilian are going to cob some grenades into there.
Okay, cool. Right, so let's have a
Strength and
heavy weapons roll.
Oh dear.
I don't know if anyone wants to give Ben a re-roll.
I've got one at the minute, but I might need more than one.
Okay.
Hey! I didn't.
Hey! Okay, cool. So you throw your grenade into the back of truck number 1. And let's roll 6d6 for these guys with their courage under fire. 1 guy jumps out the back. So the others take 2 points of damage. Okay. This is horrible. Grenades are horrible, aren't they? And then your local guy.
I was going to do the same. So strength B is
10.
10.
10. Has he got any heavy weapons skill?
No. Not unless he's the RPG guy. He hasn't.
Not the RPG guy.
So he's got a D10.
He did not do it.
Oh, you've got a re-roll though.
I have. That's a good point. Well made, which I shall use.
Be careful,
Where does
however,
it go?
because if you roll a 1,
He
it's a
fumbled.
mishap. Oh, that's fine,
Oh, critical! So he got 2 successes. Excellent.
That
Right.
second grenade follows the first one into the back of
Right.
the first
So I'm going to
van.
roll 5d6 for those guys in there to see if they jump out with the second grenade. And the 1 guy does, but the other 4
take 3 points of
are
damage.
dead.
Oh,
And the bodies hit the floor. The canvas top is blown off. The wiry bits that were holding it in place are kind of ruptured. The seats are all smashed up. The back of the driver's cab is kind of charred and wrecked a bit. I think we're going to need a damage roll for that vehicle, please, Ben. A D10. See which component is. Man, there's a lot of. I hope the screen is big for this game. The referee screen. It's gonna be like an 8-panel. Like.
Yeah, it occupies half of a table.
Yeah, I
The
wouldn't
players
mind
will
that.
have to sit smushed up down the end of a
Yeah,
table.
and damn right they should do.
I'm glad I went
Um,
for the screen because that's probably useful even as a player.
Yeah.
Just all those reference sheets.
Just to hide your rolls behind so the GM can't see.
How did you do?
Like
I got a
that.
6.
You got a 6, right? Let me find this table.
Did you roll? Oh, look, all crits.
Again.
Just have 2 dice already set up on that. And roll
Oh, the
some different
driver
ones.
gets hit by the blast, but he's dead.
Already dead.
Okay. But basically, the explosion tears through, and the windshield smashes outwards. So the bullet had
We'll
gone
leave that
through
one
it,
for the locals.
but now it had just gone out.
We'll take
Okay,
the
so
other one, shall
Truck 1 is pretty decimated. The APC, everybody's dead on board. It's crap APC. And there are a few soldiers left. Right, so that is
I
the
imagine
end.
the fight's kind of gone out of them a little bit, given that when they rolled in here 4 seconds ago, there was like 2 dozen of them, and
Yeah.
now there's like 4 of them.
Well, there are 4 guys injured in the back of Truck 2. There are 2 guys who have jumped out of Truck 1 and 2 guys that have jumped out of Truck 2. In the following round, their intention is going to be to run away. Are
Get the
any of
fuck out
you
of
going to
Dodge.
stop them from running
Yep.
away?
Yeah, I'm going to open fire.
Okay.
Only through the medium of shooting.
Okay, so you guys, so we're gonna slip back into narrative for a moment there. Then, so we had 1 round of combat, and the
And it was brutal.
decimation, and it was an ambush, and that I actually really like that because it was like even though they've got vehicles, you set up an ambush, you get in the right position.
It
You know-
really does show the power of the ambush. doesn't
Exactly.
it? I mean, if we'd done
Exactly.
that as a stand-up fight, they'd have massacred us.
Yes.
Oh, they you would have been down because I was going to open up with rate of fire and everything. It was going to be messy.
Yeah. I mean, they had an APC and
I might just have them all shoot at Roger. Actually, that might be what they do for that action.
Well, do you
Oh
want me
no,
to do
sorry.
that, Roger?
So they start to
Especially-
run away, and Hap, you pick off a couple of them as they go because you're at the back. As they sort of run off into the
As
few-
Lieutenant Ramirez gets to him and says, "Cease fire! Cease fire!"
and as they run off into the night and the sun is finally going down, the light dying in the sky, you are left with the smoking hulk of an APC and 2 trucks, which are still serviceable, and a series of dead bodies that you have to get rid of. The locals
absolutely
start
the way to
sort of
go.
cheering you, and they're like, "Yes, yes, you are great. This is excellent. We have trucks and armored vehicle now." They look
And
quite
the mortar
excited.
hits.
Friendly fire.
And then we go, hey, remember when we said we got to keep the vehicle?
So they like, "We can have a truck, yes."
You can have
Yes.
truck number 1.
The one with no windshield.
Shit.
Well, we haven't got time to sit around, have we? So if we take truck number 2, we can leave them the APC.
Truck number 2 is pretty
one.
much intact.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can leave him the APC, the vehicle where we.
Oh, you don't want the
put new tyres in
APC?
it. The APTs, I would imagine, take quite a long time to repair that.
Yeah, but it's just a hole
Um,
in the side. I mean, it's not like.
It won't take me very long to rip all the communication equipment out.
Also,
It's usable.
the back of the APC would be insanely unpleasant.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't want to be in an
That's
APC
true.
because the fuel consumption in that is.
That thing's going to
I
smell.
mean, yeah,
However,
it's
You
just had,
figure
like,
that
8
all of
people
those
burn
vehicles
alive in
have
there.
got fuel in them.
Yes, but we want the communication equipment and the big gun
Sure.
of the APC.
So you start. You set to
You can't take the
picking.
big gun off.
No.
You set to picking
Oh, isn't
the.
it just like a pintle thing?
No, it's got like a 30mm cannon or something.
We don't want that.
No, it's got a machine gun on top.
It's got. I've imagined
got a
it's got a
machine
big
gun.
caliber.
Is it
Oh,
just
there
a
you go, we can
pintle
have
mount
that.
thing?
Yeah, it's a
we'll make
pintle
that
mounted
then.
machine gun, not a cannon.
No,
Oh,
we'll
my
leave that
bad.
for the locals so they can
I
help
think a
defend
cannon-
themselves against
No,
the
no,
Russians.
we're
we
taking
don't
the.
need it.
we're
We
taking-
don't need a 50 caliber gun.
This is
No,
the end of the
Rem-
episode,
speak
so
for
don't worry
yourself.
about it.
All right,
What have
So-
you done with the real Dan?
So the sun is going down,
I'm playing
much
Ramirez.
like the picture behind Ben. The sun is going down in a ruined city, and our 5 soldiers with their locals, are picking over the remnants of this Russian patrol's vehicles, kit, and equipment as the camera pans out, sort of behind them, looking out across the long road they have yet to go to their extraction point. And we shall leave our episode there and our one shot with a little bit of hex crawl and a little bit of combat, just to try out the different facets of Twilight 2000. So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you players for putting up with a system, a new thing, trying it out, going for it. I really
Absolutely
enjoyed
excellent.
that.
Yeah, really good.
That's really cool. And I can't wait
Yeah.
for my Kickstarter to
Yeah.
deliver.
I enjoyed it.
It's making me fall in love with hex crawls again. I
It's
might have
just
to,
nice to play a different system. It's so different with the dice system and that. It's
Yeah.
good.
Cool. Okay. So thank you very much for watching. Congratulations to Dave Baymiller for winning our $25
Cool.
drive-through RPG.
How many followers do we have, Pete?
Oh, let me check. Well, Dave got a certificate, so maybe someone else is getting a certificate.
That's why I'm checking.
I'm not sure we've
We
had
have the
any more
magic 4-0.
followers over the last.
Or
I haven't heard
follow.
I have a little alert box that goes.
That's the subscriber alert, though, not the follower one.
No, it does both.
What are we on?
No, my phone's playing up. It'll tell me at some point. I don't.
Because Aldoon's trying to rig it so he wins.
That's true. We're on. It looks like we've lost a follower. 395. Okay. Right.
Oh,
Well, we will get to 400 at some point.
Yeah, I'll do. Because he knows he's not going to win.
And at that point, someone will win a $20 drive-through RPG voucher. Thank you everyone for watching. Please don't forget to go and check out all our social media. There are links below in the about if you're watching on Twitch, and in the video description if you're watching back on YouTube later. If you are watching on YouTube, come and check us out on Twitch. And if you are watching on Twitch, go and subscribe to us on YouTube as well, where we've got a whole back catalogue which stretches back before we started streaming when COVID all kicked off. And we've got lots of hundreds of hours of videos for people to watch, all on there. This has been a lot of fun. And come and talk to us about it on our Discord, which there is a link in the chat right now. And also a massive thank you to all our patrons who support us. You make all of our games possible with the kit, equipment, software and everything. Without you, awesome people, and we just got a new patron the other day, so thank you very much. We are now on 61 patrons, so that is pretty cool.
Nice.
And the more patrons we get, the more we can do, the more shows we can open up. And what I want to get to is a stage where I can start to compensate our games masters for putting in the effort for running games on the channel. That's my next kind of goal. So let's see if we can get there. Okay, right. So next week on Monday, we have Flint and Steel. I can't shout properly because
You're indoors.
it would kill. Yeah, absolutely.
ASMR version.
it is indeed Flint and Steel on Monday.
Yes.
A Christmas special one-shot featuring
Yes.
some of the original cast from Series 1.
And who are we going to fight, Simon?
Fish.
It's better when Simon says it.
Fish.
No,
No,
who
the
are the
Crime
bad guys
Family,
in
Simon.
season
What were the
2
Crime
of Flint and
Family?
Steel?
Season 1 in Flint and Steel.
Yeah.
Who are the main bad guys, Simon?
The mobsters from Nuln.
Oh, sorry. To be honest, I'm so nearly asleep.
The Sansavinos.
The Sansavinos, I can't say it out loud either.
Simon would
because
always
she's
sing
next door.
Sansavino.
I would always sing Sansavinos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got Flint and Steel on Monday, and then on Tuesday, apparently we're doing a big quiz. The Great Garblag.
Which we've done loads of work
We've
on.
done
since
loads
the
of
last
prep
time we
for.
said we were going to do loads
It
of
may
work
just
on.
be an AMA by the end of things, but it's going to be fun, whatever it is. And we're going to have some drinks, and we're going to have some chat, and that's our last show before Christmas and for the year. So we won't be doing any more shows.
Aren't the people in the Discord going to set the quiz questions, and the people on the panel have to answer them? Isn't that like the backwards quiz? Isn't that how you do it?
We could do that. We could do
Don't
that.
they set the questions, and then you all have
We
to
could get the
answer them?
patrons to ask quiz questions. Yes, I will
Oh,
get
they're
on
all going to
that.
be like rules.
They're
Yeah,
going to
that's
be
totally
well.
just
Let's
the
see what Eggle
entire
comes up
setup
with.
of everything.
No, it'll be how many
What page of the rule book?
wounds?
Wrench
How many
by name,
wounds?
wrench by
How many
nature.
wounds did Kev do in
Yeah, yeah.
episodes
Yeah.
of Still?
Yeah. What was the name of the
52?
NPC that really
No.
annoyed Bagric? Oh God.
Which one?
Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much, everyone, for watching. We've been Garblag Games. Please stay safe, and hopefully you get up to some gaming over the holiday period. And we'll see you in January, where Ben will be on the Free League channel with some Coriolis. And in fact, Ben, you're on the Free League channel with some Forbidden Lands as well, aren't you? In fact,
Yes,
I
that's
feel like
right.
they're trying to poach you. I'm not sure what's going
Just
on.
before there's chance to be a fine thing. I think they were trying to poach you, and you sent them me as
Fine.
like, here's my little minion. Have him instead. I'm
I was
busy.
gonna say, didn't Pete throw you under a bus?
Yeah. I was a good bus. No, I don't mind being run over by
It's a
that
party
bus.
bus.
It's a party bus. It's like the
Yeah.
Venga bus.
Threw him under and jumped out the way.
Venga bus. It's brilliant. Yeah, so Ben's going to be doing Coriolis on the Free League publishing channel, and I'm going to be doing some Warhammer fantasy roleplay. But every now and then I say a little bit more, but I'm not trying to say too much. But it might be, the Enemy Within campaign starting on the channel. Who knows? Anyway, so. I'm not sure I'm allowed to say that yet, but what the fuck? It's
Merry
like
Christmas.
the 17th of December, and I'm planning to start on the 7th of January.
Yeah.
Okay, right, and hopefully we're going to open up Wednesdays as well for another show, possibly after my Warhammer, Jim's Warhammer. That sounds weird.
I see the boys are comparing their Warhammers.
Oh
again.
yeah. Anyway, before we talk
I'm waving
about
it around.
anyway. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. We'll see you later. This is Garblag Games saying goodbye. Bye.